In memory, we find purpose. We are a Gold Star family, and this is our nephew, Ryan King. His courage, his sacrifice, and his spirit are the cornerstones of Patriot pride. Founded in his honor,
Granger knows that if you're a school custodian, cleanliness is your top priority. That's why you can rely on Granger for a range of cleaning products and equipment, from disinfectants to floor scrubbers.
Both active duty and veterans, helping to ease their burdens. His legacy lives on in every family we help, every community we strengthen, and every life we touch. This is more than an organization. It's a promise to never forget this is Patriot Pride.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Patriot Pride channel. How you doing tonight, Mike?
I'm doing good.
How was your day?
It was hot.
Long day for you today, right, Mike?
Yeah, we were on the football field all day today. I got burnt.
I see that.
I was cooked.
What's up, everybody? Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate you guys being here. I think we've got a pretty interesting one tonight, Mike. We're going to get into the Brian and Lynette Hooker case. Now, do you know anything about that?
I heard something about it today.
Yeah, today for the
yeah,
first time. Wow,
yeah.
okay.
I've been going nonstop this week.
Yeah. Well, it's a pretty interesting case, and I think I've got a lot of good things, good documenting and supporting videos and some text messages and things like that that's going to make you guys kind of wonder. Remember things that make you say,
Mm-hmm.
So tonight we're gonna go over some things that make you say, So it's gonna be interesting, guys, and give you guys time to get into the room. Thank you guys again so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Before we go any further, please make sure you hit that like button, guys. If you're here for the first time, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And again, we have thousands that rewatch these, Mike. So if you're rewatching it, guys, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you don't know about us, we are a nonprofit. So Patriot Pride's a nonprofit. We give back to military families in need. So that's kind of what we do. We try to get the name Patriot Pride out there to create awareness for our military members, both active and veterans. So we try our best to help out in any way we can. And I think Turtle Gang already shown out tonight, didn't she, Mike?
She did. I saw it.
So Turtle Gang, thank you so much for your support. We love Turtle Gang. She's always so supportive of us, and we can't thank her enough. These chats are going crazy. I'm trying to go back up here, but every time I get up here, it takes me back down. So I just want to thank Turtle Gang. She's great, and I can't thank her enough for everything that she always does for us. So every time I get to the one that I want to click on, it takes me back to the other bottom. So because that's okay. We got the chat going crazy, but anyway, Turtle Gang, we love you and we appreciate you. So Mike, if you want to, we'll just jump right into this thing. I wanted to give people a little bit of time to get in here, and so we've got a lot of people in here now. So we appreciate you guys joining us again. We had to make this on a Saturday night this week instead of Sunday because I got some prior engagements that I have to take care of early this week. So that's all right. We may, if we have time, Mike, we may go on just a real brief, quick live tomorrow night. Maybe not. We'll just have to see what happens. But we'll see what happens. But I really think you're going to enjoy this case tonight, and I hope everybody out there enjoys it as well. So basically, we're going to cover Brian Hooker and Lynette Hooker. Okay.
Okay.
So I think they're from Michigan. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong in that, but I think that they are. And so they've been married for about 25 years, Mike. Okay? And so they sold all of their stuff, right? Sold their house, sold everything a few years back to sell. Okay? So they bought a 46-foot boat, and they were last sailing in the Bahamas. Okay? And so,
hold on one second.
Okay.
Can I not see the chats anymore?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was trying to get back up here, but it's all good. So anyway, Christy says she needs some barbecue sauce. Somebody said they got theirs.
Yeah, somebody said it like yesterday. Was it yesterday or something in Dolly's stream? And they were like, it was so good.
Oh, did they? Yeah, I wasn't watching.
Hey Kim, how are you?
So yeah, happy birthday tomorrow. Yes, Jessica's birthday tomorrow. So happy birthday, Jessica. Hope you have a great day, and we appreciate everything that you do for us. We appreciate all the mods, right? The mods are great, Mike.
Yeah, Jim said it was. I think that's who it was that had the barbecue. Talking about the barbecue sauce.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, our mods are great, and we couldn't do this without them. And so I just want to thank you guys. The mods are unbelievable. So, hey, Wanda, appreciate you joining us. So tell me, just put this in the chat, guys. Mike, you check it out and let me know. I'm still going back here looking for something. But if you guys have heard about this case, put a 1 in the chat. And if you have not heard about it, put a 2 in the chat, because I'm interested to see who all has heard about this. So if you've heard about this case, put a 1 in the chat, and if you haven't, put a 2 in the chat, guys. It's been a couple.
Wanda.
It's been a couple of weeks now. So everybody should have heard about this by now.
How have I not heard about it?
Mab, what's up? I'm not sure, but you don't really keep up with stuff, right? Rita has not.
I really don't.
Yeah. What's up, Mab? So we're going to get into the Brian and Lynette Hooker case tonight.
You're my news.
Yeah, I'm your source of news, yeah. But me and Mab and Dolly is Mike's source of news. So, yeah, we're going to get into that case. Carrie says he or she is so into that case. Okay. So, Mab, these two have been married for about, what's up, Naomi? Good to see you. Hadn't seen you in a while. So these two have been married for about 25 years, Mab. They sold everything they had. They bought a 46-foot boat, and they were just into sailing, right? So they went down to the Bahamas, and on April the 3rd, okay, so I think it's 2 weeks ago, April the 3rd.
Maps of hookers. I'm interested.
I knew you would be, Mab. I knew you would be.
Oh, my gosh.
So yeah, on April the 3rd, right? All right, so just so you guys kind of know how this works, if you're sailing on a larger boat, right, you have to hook up to what's called a mooring ball, okay?
A what?
It's a mooring. People call it a mooring. So
okay.
It's a mooring ball. It's kind of like an anchor, right? So you tie off to it, okay, and then you jump on your dinghy, right? Mm-hmm. And you go into the mainland, okay?
Okay.
Because the large boats, the keel on the boats sit down so far that this water is only about 15 foot deep ish, something like that. So they hooked up to a mooring ball just like any other day, and they were out. They were having drinks that day, and they were on Elbow Key, right? And they were at, I think they were at the Abaco Inn is the place that they were at, okay? And so they were getting ready, and he said it was about 7:30 when they left, okay? But we'll get into that a little bit more. It may not have been 7:30, right? So we'll start looking into that a little bit more.
7:30 p.m.?
7:30 p.m. And that is that's a big part of this is the timing, okay? So it starts getting dark in the Bahamas. It starts getting dusk between 7:30 and 8, okay, ish, something like that. So they left after having a few drinks, okay, and so they were going back out to their boat, okay. And so I want to put this up real quick, guys, so that you can see this. I want to do this together so that you guys can kind of see where exactly they were. So let me pull this up, Mike, and that'll give you guys a better grasp of exactly what's going on here. So I don't know if you could see this, Mike, but you'll be able to see it when it comes up over here. So right here, okay, this is Elbow K right over here, okay? And I'm showing this to Mike, guys, so you guys can watch this. You got it, Elbow K there on the right, or Elbow Key is there on the right. And so they were at Abaco Inn, which is where it says Brian and Lynette leave after drinks, okay? And you can see where their boat was docked. You see where the boat was docked? It was between two masses of land, like Lubber's Quarters and Elbow Key, right? So they were getting on their dinghy, and they were leaving from Abaco Inn, heading back to their boat, which was called the Soulmate, okay? So his story is that, and this, now, granted, this is only, they said no more than 1,000 yards, which is a little under half a mile, right? I don't think it was that far. From all the research that I've done seeing this, I don't think it was that far.
So hold on.
Okay.
So they're supposed to be where Brian and them leave after drinks is only 1,000 yards to their dock.
To their boat.
To their boat where it's docked.
Yep, which is between.
Well, how's his ass way over there?
Which is between Elbow Key, right? You see.
Yeah.
The big landmass and Lubber's quarters. It's right there, basically in the middle. So they were over there.
So why did he go straight?
Well, the yacht's docked there, and Elbow Key or Abaco Inn is over there, so they had to come out around and go up a little bit, right? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
they couldn't make a straight path; they had to go kind of around. But what's out there is
I'm talking about when they got in big water.
Well, that's not. None of it's big water. That's kind of what I was about to say. So they've got these, and forgive me, guys, I don't know the names of these, but they've got these big pylons that you're supposed to stay on the right or left of because that's shallow water. Between them is a little bit deeper water. Okay. Now, granted, both of them were avid swimmers. She was very athletic. He's an ex-Marine. He scuba dives. He goes down under the boat, cleans the barnacles off, all that good stuff. Okay. So, and they've been sailing for years, right? So basically, I don't know if they stayed on the outside. Rumor has it that he didn't stay on the outside of those pylons, Mike, right? That he got into, but still, it's only like 15 foot of water there. So what they're saying is that there was about 20 knot winds, which that's kind of windy, right?
Yeah.
And what he claimed was there was 3 foot swells. Okay. As we go back and they look at the actual weather records, there were not 3 foot swells that night. Okay. And so what he's saying is, well, even if there were, that dinghy is so small and it's so slow. It's only got like a 2 horsepower electric motor on it, Mike. Okay. So that means you're just basically just
idling,
cruising in the water. So you're not going fast enough to be bouncing on like we would do in the lake. You're not going that fast. You're just going to go over the waves, right? So what he said is that they hit a wave, she bounced over, right? And he tried to row to her, but one of the pins in the oars broke. Okay? So what he's saying was, and now I'm a boater. I've boated many years of my life. And this is what I don't quite understand is that there was like a kill switch on the motor, like a jet ski, right?
Yeah.
She never drove the boat, okay? Anytime I've ever driven anything, I'm the one that has the kill switch attached to me.
Yeah, because you're controlling the boat.
Right. So what happened, what his allegedly, he says, and again, I do want to say this, all this is alleged, guys, so we're not blaming anyone, we're not defaming anyone, we're not slandering anyone. So Mab's done a little bit of everything everywhere. He says he's done some fishing. So anyway, I just want to get that out there. We're not accusing anybody, but this is a little hard to believe. Anytime I've ever driven a boat or a jet ski, I've got the kill switch attached to me.
Right.
Right. He said she had it attached to her. So when it went over, it killed the engine. She also was supposedly she had a dry bag with her. Now, do you know what dry bags do?
They help you float?
They float themselves, right? So he says that the spare key was in there. So no dry bag has been found, no body has been found, nothing has been found. So at the most, they said it was 1,000 yards, and it does not look like 1,000. I don't see how it could be 1,000 yards to where they were attached to the mooring ball. I don't see how it can be 1,000 yards. Let's just say it was. Again, they were both very athletic, very avid swimmers, and so let's say she did go overboard. All right, so. And I got to go back to this because the story here is, and I'm going to take us down for a second. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. So the story here is that she went overboard. I guess they're saying at the very point of Lubber's quarters. Okay? Mm-hmm. That's what they're saying. And they did a test called a V-test of what would happen if someone did go over. So what he's saying is she went overboard there, okay? He could not row to her, okay? So what happened was 9 hours later, Mike, he turns up over here on Marsh Harbor.
Why?
The current took him that way.
Because of the thing broke?
He says he only had one oar. The other one broke. The pin broke. He didn't have
She had the key.
He couldn't row. She had the key.
It killed the engine.
Yep. So he says that it pushed him there, and it took him like 9 hours. It's 4 miles. Okay, it's 4 miles from Elbow Key to Marsh Harbor. So he shows up the next morning at, I think, 5:30 a.m. or something like that. So guys, he's got 9 hours of we don't know what happened.
Well, and here's the thing though, you acting like there ain't other boats out there.
Exactly.
Like that's not the only boat that was docked there.
No.
He's drifting supposedly. I'm sure he's past, like, he has to be around other boats.
You would think, yeah. You wouldn't think that their boat's the only boat that's going to be on a mooring ball.
Right.
So, and if you would think, so that water is crystal clear. You can see all the way to the bottom.
Yeah, I've been there.
And it's 15 feet. So you would think if there's a body there, you'd see it. Right? So that's his story. Okay? That's the story that he's saying, and he's sticking to it. All right? So let's take this down, and we'll go on to here. So here is the text.
He said he put up a flare?
Yeah, he said he put up 2 flares, actually. And we'll get into that a little bit more here in a second, but he says he put 2 flares up. So here's the text messages, guys, that he sent to his friends when he got back in, okay? So I don't really want to have to read all this. You guys can read it, but basically the first one says, "Did we just see y'all on the news, ABC World News?" He says, "Yes, brother, I'm afraid so. Off the dinghy and some choppy seas, should be seas, on the way back to the sailboat. The wind blew me away from her, and she swam toward the sailboat, and we lost sight of each other pretty quickly, as it was just about sundown. I drifted and tried to paddle. Sorry, guys, I'm reading over here on the side. So I tried to paddle with one oar for the next 7 hours until I washed up behind the shore off the next island over and was able to get some help finally. We are all still searching. A lot is going on right now, but I thank you for checking in on us. Being on the news is a huge burden, and I just had my first ever news organization call me a few minutes ago." And so then they say, "You're in our prayers." And so he says, "Thank you, friend. Our family is in hell right now. Search and Rescue just called and said they have searched a bunch of areas today, and no joy. They are going back tomorrow, but a storm is coming in Wednesday," which he probably knew. So yeah, and then let's see.
I'm down. It says a good morning.
Yeah. Trying to see what this next one says. "Good morning, Daniel. Thank you for reaching out and supporting us. I got back on the boat to Marsh Harbor yesterday after the fire department brought me back my dinghy." And I think I've got the remainder of this on this other slide here. So let me pull this one up. Yeah, I got it here. So it'll come up here in just a second. Got back to the boat in Marsh Harbor yesterday after the fire department brought me back to my dinghy. I'm on a mooring ball at a place called Conch Inn, staying on the boat. My sister and brother-in-law are flying in later this morning to stay for a couple of days, and I will probably stay with them for a night or two while weather happens, but then I plan on heading back out to the site and continuing to search. I will most likely definitely need help in the future, but I just don't know what it is yet. I'm trying to take it a day at a time and keep the faith. Search and Rescue is out again today before some big winds come in tomorrow." So then they say this next phrase here, "help any way we can." They were actually going to buy a sailboat this week and bring both boats to Shreveport. And then so he's like, "Congratulations on your sailboat, Captain, and thank you for your kind offers, and I will be in touch as events unfold." So my question is, why is he not out there with these search and rescuers? First of all, that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out. So, what do you think about this? Just initially, Mike, what do you think?
He pushed her overboard.
You think he pushed her overboard? Okay. It definitely seems a little odd, right? So, if you don't think that's odd,
I mean, so they didn't like detain him and ask him questions or anything?
So they took him in on a 48-hour detainment, and then they extended it another 72 hours, I think. So I think he was detained for 5 days, and that's the longest amount of time they could detain him without charging him. Okay. So let's go on and let's play. So I want you guys to kind of see what is going on in the background here, if you guys have not seen this. So let me get over here, and I'll kind of show you guys.
Look at that water.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So let me take us down, and so this is actually from their YouTube channel, Mike. So they had a YouTube channel called the Sailing Hookers. So, and this is actually from one of the places they were at that night or that day. So beautiful, right? This is the Firefly Resort on Elbow Cay. So that's one thing. And then here's another little short video, and this is the actual dinghy, guys. So this is Brian and Lynette right here.
Sailboat over there, over yonder.
And you can see how small. It's like an 8-foot dinghy.
Whoa, that's a big one.
Well, if you just look at how she sits, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's an easy just, watch, boom.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. All right.
I mean, I was thinking it was going to be bigger than that.
No, these things are small, man.
I was kind of thinking about almost like one of the little rafts that you had on the thumbnail.
Well, it's a little bit bigger than what you think. I mean, it's 8 foot, so
That ain't big at all. That right there ain't big at all.
yeah,
I'm not worried about like how long it is. That thing's so narrow. Like,
it's very small. Yeah. So now let's watch this,
there's
guys.
really not even a place for you to sit.
So let's watch this, guys.
Tell me a little bit about the relationship. You said that it's been rocky. How rocky, and in what way?
Just that they get into fights more often when they drink, and I guess lately they've been drinking more. So I'm just concerned that something happened that can't be undone.
And you know that they have been drinking more? In what way, and how do you know?
Guys, put it in the chat. I want to make sure you can hear this. So if you guys can hear this, put a 1 in the chat, please.
Know that.
Yes, my grandma told me that she's been confiding in her and their relationship problems, and that they've been fighting more, and that it's been embarrassing for other people to witness. And she did send me a voice message one night that she was really drunk, but I just kind of like ignored it. I was like, okay, Mom. She's like, I'll talk to you in the morning. I was like, okay. So I just kind of brushed it off, not thinking. Like, I knew drinking was a problem in their relationship. They went about 1.5 years being sober because I knew the problems that would arise. But I just kind of was like, okay, she's an adult. She can handle it herself, I guess.
Were you concerned about the level of drinking between the two of them?
Yes. Drinking is not really good for my family, it seems. So I just wish it never started again.
So Mike, this is his stepdaughter. Okay, this is Lynette's daughter. Okay.
Okay.
And so that's kind of a longer interview, but we'll get in. She's going to talk about some more things here that we'll get into. And then, now this is Lynette's mom, guys. So let's listen to this. And this one's a little bit longer, but you guys need to hear. This is very important. It's about, I don't know, 10 to 12, maybe 15 minutes. But this is very important, and we'll come back and forth and we'll talk about this. But what she's saying, guys, is very important. So let's pay attention to this.
Let's just sort of start from the beginning. Oh, I mean,
What was it like when you got that phone call from Brian 24 hours after Lynette went missing?
With the lifestyle that my daughter and her husband lived, I had been preparing for that phone call for a long time. So it was short. I have news to tell you. Lynette's missing. Pretty much all that was said. And so later on in the day, I had to call him back. I said, I need more details. I said, this is not enough. And so he went through his day with me, and yeah, I broke down. So, I mean, what else would I do, you know?
It's distressing to hear you say that with the lifestyle, it wasn't an unexpected call. Talk to me more about that.
There was.
I want to make sure, is this buffering at all to you guys?
It's buffering a little bit.
It's buffering on our end, but is this playing okay? Everybody in the chat, is this playing okay? Put a 1 if everything's going smoothly on when I play these videos. Somebody let me know, is it buffering at all when I'm playing the video? Okay. All right, hopefully we've got it. I don't know, it's on YouTube's end, so here we go.
A lot of good times and bad times in my daughter's relationship with her husband. A lot of highs and a lot of lows. They had, when it was fun, it was really fun, and when there were bad times, there were bad times. And the fact that she had left him on numerous occasions before and continued to go back even after she had been hurt was something that was very difficult for me to understand. And I did a lot of crying, and I had to prepare myself for what I thought was someday going to happen, unless she finally decided she had had enough. I think they loved each other, but they were not good for each other. That's the best way I can say it. They partied hard. They lived a hard life. They lived a full life.
What was your impression of Brian when he was drinking?
When Brian drank, Brian could be mean, hateful, say unpleasant things. That pretty much describes him. He also got physical. This is not the first time there's been where I thought I was lucky to have Lynette in the past. This time it's just like it just progressively got worse. And so this is where we're at now. That's why I'm on here. I kind of want to I want to honor my daughter and tell her story, and also support my granddaughter, who's lived with Lynette and Brian. That was her mother and stepfather, and experienced a lot of things firsthand that I never did. I always got the phone calls when she was at her wit's end and couldn't take any more. So.
You mentioned to me before that Lynette left Brian multiple times.
Sherry, thank you so much. We appreciate that. Thank you so much for the support.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. She left him. Oh, it seemed like it ran in about a year and a half,
Sherry.
2 years cycle. And she'd come home and she'd be like 3 weeks, and then she'd go back. And then this last time that she went, when he had choked her and when she has the bruises on her back and took the picture to remove.
So guys, we see what we see. Thank you so much, Sherry. We see kind of what's going on here, right, Mike?
Yeah.
So as we're talking to we're seeing this with the mother. Unfortunately, I think we're kind of seeing what's going on, guys. And this is a history, and we'll hear more of this. It's just so unfortunate, right? It's so unfortunate. We pray to God that we don't want to put that on this guy, but you'll see as she continues to talk, there's definitely a history behind this stuff, Mike.
Find herself. She was here at my house in Florida, and she was looking for a job. She was going to stay in this house while we were up in Michigan and start over. She didn't want to. She was 50 years old, and she didn't want to start over. She was embarrassed
This was a few
because her
years back.
marriage was failing, and she went back. There was violence in this relationship that I can go.
So I want to be clear. This interview was not a few years back. It was
But when she left, was a
yes,
few years back.
yes.
Back. Oh goodness. Um, many years. 2015, there was the police report that people are talking about online, and that was domestic violence because of kids. And my daughter's daughter Carly and Brian's son were in a locked bedroom, and they wouldn't unlock the door. Don't know why. I still don't know why they wouldn't unlock the door. But Brian and Lynette got in a fight in 2015, and he choked her and he hit her, and she had a black eye. Didn't show up that day, of course. I mean, boom, he hit her. And then they had the police come, and because Brian had blood on his nose and there was no sign, evidence of any kind of struggle on Lynette's side, she went to jail. The whole case, it was done, but the damage was there. That was one of the first times that I knew that he could be mean to her.
And
Before
there was a choking incident as well. Brian was charged in a case where police said he choked his own, I think, 12-year-old daughter. Carly said she witnessed it. She had to go to court. And
Yep.
ultimately, the jury just acquitted him. But it just sounds like such a volatile relationship.
He did. He did do that. My daughter was the one that tried to pull them apart, and Carly did have to go to court. And so those are the kind of things that Carly saw. She saw him yelling and at her, and so much stuff that Carly saw in their relationship. So that's why I wanted to support Carly, to make sure that people didn't think that she was just the stepdaughter that maybe she didn't like her stepdad, and I wanted to support her when she says it was a volatile relationship. It could be a volatile relationship. Now, when you look on the sailing hookers, you would think that they were living their best life. Everybody smiles, and everything is perfect. But the one thing that I made my daughter do was I said, I want you to document everywhere you go and everything you do, so I know where you are, because I needed that. And she made sure that she did that when you go on the sailing hookers, and you see Brian. They wanted to have a boat. She kind of wanted to have a boat in Michigan and a boat in Florida, or maybe some property in Michigan and one in Florida. But he wanted a boat in Florida and for the warm weather. But they ended up selling everything in 2020, house and the whole content.
You mentioned that she took photos. Lynette took photos of herself to remind herself. What was she trying to remind herself of?
Not to go back.
She wanted some evidence that she would look at and convince herself not to go back to Brian.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That
yet she went back.
And yet she went back. She was looking for a job. She had this house to live in, and she chose to go back. And I had to get help with that one, because I just don't understand why you want to go back to be mistreated when you know it's going to happen again. And it's just a cycle. When they were happy together and when they weren't drinking, it was a good. All marriages have good points and bad points. When there was no drinking, they were fine, but the drinking was their downfall. He would get mean.
So, Mike, we'll go back to that in a second, but it kind of sounds to me like they both kind of got a little frisky when they started drinking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, it.
And coming from law enforcement background, when you would go out on a call, I'd probably say 90 to 95% of the time when you would go out in an argument or dispute, or there was alcohol involved.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not uncommon to see. And then they're like, well, they'll change, or they'll do this, or it only happens when he's drinking, we'll stop drinking. And then they've had a bad day and you start drinking, and some people don't know how to stop. A lot of it, I've seen it a lot. It's something called like a trauma bond, and they're almost. And she made a good point when she said she was 50 years old and didn't want to have to start over.
Yeah.
Right? And
I think that's a lot of people's fear.
A lot of them is just like, well, this is my life. Let me just make the best of it.
Yeah.
So.
All right, let's go back and watch. There's a few more minutes of this. There's some really important information that I think that we need to see inside of this. So let's go back and watch this for a few more minutes,
I don't know,
guys.
but if we don't get that food off to the side.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned to me that you consulted battered women's shelters for advice on how to handle Lynette. Tell me about that.
Well, that was because I just can't understand. I could not understand. It just makes no earthly sense. And they said, support your daughter no matter what. Don't criticize and condemn the situation too much, because if he is controlling, you won't see your daughter at all. Support your daughter, be there every time she needs you, and maybe one time she'll be strong enough where she won't go back. Crazy to me, but that's what I was told by several people.
And Darlene, I think you told me that Lynette bought a ticket home just recently.
A month ago, she called me and she was crying. And she said, Mom, I can't take any more. I just can't take any more. He's so abusive to me. He yells at me and tells me that I'm a
And guys, I think this was a month ago. I think that's what she said.
Terrible wife and no good for anybody, and that and she says,
stop for a second.
I don't.
And that's why a lot of them go back, right? Like I saw a question like, why do they go back? And it's because they don't think they've been beat down, or they've been talked to, or and they start believing it. You hear something long enough, you actually believe it.
Yeah.
And that's one of the issues that I've seen when we go and we arrest them, and then time to go to court, and then they don't show up, or they don't testify, or they don't do this, and they're just a month later they're back with them.
They're just conditioned really that way, right?
I don't know what to do. And I said, did you ask him to stop drinking? I said, is he drinking again? And she said, oh yes, he's drinking. And I said, will he stop? And she said he told her he had no interest in quitting drinking at all. And I said, well, then you know what you've got to do. You get over to Marsh Harbor, you get on a plane, and I don't care what airport you're at, I'll pick you up. And she says, I want my stuff. I said, I don't care about your stuff, Lynette. Just get on a plane. I know my daughter was embarrassed. She didn't want to have a divorce. She tried everything she knew how to do to make the relationship work. So the next day, because they were always together in a small space in a boat,
that makes
conversations sometimes had to be short. And so she told me they were working on things. And then I found out that she had bought a ticket to come home to Miami, in a one ticket to come home, but she didn't get on the plane. I don't know exactly why, but she didn't get on the plane.
Do you know the date that she was supposed to fly?
The 11th.
March 11th.
Mm-hmm.
And she had come home multiple times to you before. I think you mentioned to me when we spoke earlier that she'd come back to you beaten up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. Her back was bruised. The time before that, her ribs and her side were bruised. She's always... He has a pattern of choking, like he choked his daughter, like he choked Lynette in 2015, and a couple other times after that. And I only know, let's say, when it got to be the worst. I don't know if there was any more going on. I don't know. And I want people that are out there, like my daughter, to take the story and understand that maybe this person, though you love them, they may not be the best choice for you. Maybe it's just not meant to be. And it's take a good look at your relationship and get out of it while you can, if you can. And so, I go ahead.
when she would visit you, when she would come back from
Back,
Brian,
yeah.
did she intend to stay with you and then ultimately she would say goodbye to you?
Yep. She
What would that be like?
and she's what, like I said this last time, she was looking for a job. She said, I can't anymore. I can't anymore. This was about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And yeah, ultimately he wasn't drinking, and things were, nice on the phone. So, well, I'll give him one more try. And I says, how many chances do you want to give him? Kill you.
What was going through your mind every time she got back on that plane to go back to the boat?
It could potentially be the last time I ever see my daughter alive.
Could you
Did you ever
imagine
tell
that
her that?
feeling?
I don't think so. I oh, my husband said he told her. You have to walk such a tight line.
So, so Ashley just said, "Did you ever tell her that?" And she said, "I don't think I did, but my husband told her that."
Like, I don't know. I'll go ahead and tell you it. I gotta watch what I say, because if somebody was abusing one of my children, like, I don't.
It's tough, man. It's just
Me
it's a tough
and
thing.
them would have a talk no matter what.
Yeah, we definitely have a talk, right? Definitely have one of them down south Georgia talks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is.
But I mean,
it's so unfortunate.
It's stacking the case. Like, what's his defense? Why did they why not charge him?
Yeah, we'll get there. Let's. There's just a couple more minutes of this, and we'll finish up, guys.
You don't want to alienate him too much. You'll never see your daughter again. So it's just, I tried to support my husband or my daughter when she was with him. We laughed on occasion. We had good times. We played cards, but he has two sides to his personality, and he can be very pleasurable, pleasant, and he can be very vicious. So
I think you described for me something that Lynette told you.
Yeah.
One of the times she came home when she said she'd been hurt. She said that her neck had cracked. Can you describe what it was she told you and what she said Brian had said to her in that incident?
Oh dear. They were on the boat and both drinking. I'm not saying it was a one-sided drinking. They were both drinking, and
I hear you, Jim.
they got in a fight. And he threw her down on this bench, a wooden bench, kind of like in a camper. They have, the boat has a little bench where you sit around the table in the gully, and she landed on that, and it was a wooden bench, and he was on top of her, and he was choking her, and she felt something crack in her neck, and she was so stiff-necked for a long time, and I don't know how or why, but she stayed on that boat that night, and the next morning they packed all of her stuff, both of them. He helped her carry all of her stuff to the dock, and she came home to me for a while. But one of the conversations that they had while they were on the boat the next morning is he told her that he wished he had finished the job and thrown her overboard.
And we're going to stop it right there. So,
is there any video of that night?
No. I mean, I think there's video at Abaco Inn. I think the GM's got some video from there. But from everything, and all credit to Ashley Banfield, guys. But I think that there is some footage from there. But from everything that I've seen, and she's interviewed the bartender that served them and everything, there's nothing nefarious that was going on from anybody's standpoint. But as we all know, you get a little bit of drinks in your system, and you've got a history of this, something can pop off like that.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a way that she said hey to somebody or anything like that. Oh. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it could really be. It could be anything. And that's what's, Risa Joe, that's what a lot of people's been telling me. And I think that's why there's not as many members or people watching is YouTube didn't send a notification out on this, Mike. And I sent it out twice. So
It's okay. It's all good. Well, and I hope you guys are learning from everything we're going over here, because that's what we kind of do. We try to do here at Patriot Pride is there's a lot of different great videos, but we try to combine all those videos so that you guys can come to one source and kind of get as much information as possible pertaining to what we're talking about that evening. So I've tried to grasp as many different outlets that I can to put together to one, so you guys don't have to go to a lot of different places. So there is one more, guys, and I don't know if you guys want to see this, but so Ashley also spoke with one of the volunteer firemen or fire and rescue that actually got to him over on Marsh Harbor. So I don't want to bore you guys. So if you guys want to watch some of that, put a 1 in the chat, and if you're not interested, put a 2. But there's a little bit more video of a guy that she interviewed. Like I said, he's part of fire and rescue. So if you guys want to watch some of that, put a 1, and if you don't, you want to move on, put a 2, and we'll go from there.
It's hard to say, just being not having to be in that position. But as a parent, right? Like once they become adults, like they have to do what you have to do. But how? I'd put the fear of God in him for him to like lay a hand on my child. You know what I'm
100%,
saying?
yeah,
Like,
for sure.
I'm gonna do, as a dad, I'm gonna do to you what you do to my daughter.
Especially my daughter, dude.
Like,
all right, well,
I don't.
whoever the 2 was, you don't have to watch, but all the ones we'll play a little bit more. And this is a long one, so I'm not going to play all of it, but it is kind of interesting to see the guy.
Yeah, I'd like to know what he said.
Yeah, to kind of see the guy and then kind of get his overall feel of what happened. So we'll watch that for a second, and we'll see what you guys think about that. And again, all credit goes to Ashley Banfield. She does a great job.
So let's start. Take me back to that morning and how the morning was for you. What happened?
We received the initial call, came into Hopetown Volunteer Fire and Rescue at 5:12 a.m. I personally didn't get out there until later on in the morning, but 5 of our members got on our...
All right, so let me stop right there.
So them are boats.
Well, let me say this. So we've got from what he's saying 7:30, Mike, to what did you say, 5:33 or something?
Yeah.
So
like
10 hours we've got that we don't know what happened in. We have no idea what happened in. His story is, and if you guys can see, I'll put this back up so you guys can see that in the background there. So if you can look, okay, so right over his left shoulder there's a boat, and then there's kind of a shore right there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's I think it's called Lubbock. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's obviously a piece of land, right? And their boat was a little bit more, probably behind his right ear, if I had to guess. Okay, so that's the only amount of distance they had to go, guys. Okay, so if you look in the far background, you see that land. So that's only 4 miles, and that's Marsh Harbor. Okay, and so it's
But what? I don't mean to interrupt.
No,
you,
go ahead.
But like, think about what you just said. That's 4 miles, right?
Yeah.
In that picture, we have 2 boats that are docked.
Exactly.
Right?
At least, yeah.
So now, how many do you think are docked on the other side?
Exactly.
And that's just in the one picture frame. How many are to the right
Exactly.
and how many to the left?
And so here's the thing: is the bartender said that they got their final round, I think, at either 6 or 6:30. Okay.
Okay.
He's saying that they left around 7:30. Okay. And so it starts to get a little bit dusk, and it does get dark out there from what the research I've done. It gets pretty dark, but from what I hear, they left. He says they left at 6:30. The last round came at between 6 and 6:30. So we don't know that, but like you said, there has to be more boats out there. How could they not hear him screaming? Did he scream?
Shooting up 2 flares.
Says he shot up 2 flares, but this guy's going to tell us maybe a little bit different story.
Okay.
Okay, and then so we'll go from there. So let's watch this for a minute, guys, and you guys can see what you think about this. And again, this is kind of a longer one, and we're not going to cover all of it, but we'll cover a little bit of it.
On the fire and rescue boat. almost immediately and went and liaised with the local police where the dinghy was over in Marsh Harbor. And I caught up with them a couple hours later with another member of the department on his private boat. And we canvassed the area south of where the dinghy was found in an effort to try and, just see what we could see out there. We didn't find anything the first day we were out there. We understood the basic facts of what he told the police when he first made contact with them, which was where she'd gone overboard, what time that was roughly, when he made it to land, and that he had lost an oar in the process.
He said he lost an oar?
That's what he told the police.
Yeah.
Said that he had at some point anchored his dinghy, fired a flare.
Single flare or fired multiple flares? What was he clear about it?
Wasn't clear about that.
Okay. But said he fired something.
That was what we understood.
So just to react, Sailhounds, no, a dry bag was not found at all. And that's, again, another kind of interesting point, is that she supposedly had a dry bag that went over with her, but a dry bag has not shown up yet.
And
So,
she
yeah,
had,
and
Can
this
I
was
ask
the
you,
information.
you know this area, you know boating, you know mariners. If someone fires a flare at 8 o'clock at night, it's dark here, would everybody see it and know, oh my God, there's a flare?
You would think, it's not impossible that it would go unnoticed. We have to obviously be most concerned with the facts, and it's not probable, but it is possible that he fired a flare and there was just nobody there to see it. But highly, I would say,
I'm gonna call BS on that one, Mike. Just like you said. Again,
if it's dark,
yeah,
and you shoot a flare up, just because, and you talking about 8:30, 9 o'clock,
not even.
But let's
just say, yeah.
Okay, people are still
at the end, at the Abaco end. Everybody's out there getting drinks. You've got and on Elbow Key, you've got other
and
resorts
like
there.
Everybody's like, people are looking up. They're like,
yeah, for sure.
You're sitting there. You got people on the boat, and you see a flare, you instantly know, right? Like, hey, somebody's in trouble. It ain't like it ain't a flare. It ain't like it's a little firework that goes off.
Yeah, for
right?
sure. Yeah.
it's pretty unlikely.
Saturday night
And
is busy,
we
right?
would've,
The anchorages are busy.
And if we did, if somebody sees a flare, word gets around and fire and rescue is notified, and we were not notified that night of any flares being set off.
I think about, I've spent a lot of time on boats, and sunset is one of the nicest and busiest times to be out on the back of your boat, not inside the cabin, not noticing if there's something in the sky. Would that be accurate to say a lot of people on a Saturday night would be out on their boats on the anchorage, and
For sure, there would have been a good few people around
that could have seen a flare? Yeah, but no one reported a flare anywhere.
Not to our knowledge, no.
Tell me what your experience was when you first encountered Brian.
Another member of the department and I, so this is Monday morning. Sunday was the initial day of searching. And Monday morning after that, we had spoken with the local police and told them that we were going to go and retrieve the dinghy. So another member of the department and I went over in his personal boat, and his boat was a little bit smaller. It could get in to this small places. And we went over there, located the dinghy, and, I pulled up, kind of jumped off in waist deep water and went over to the dinghy.
So you're the first person to encounter the dinghy that was beached up on Marsh Harbor?
First person from the department, I believe. And nothing was moved around there. We had things that I noticed was, there was one oar in there.
Was it broken? Because he told his friends he had a broken oar.
No, there was only one. But there was only one oar in the boat. There was a spent flare. I only noticed one.
Flare gun?
Flare gun.
And you could tell it had been fired.
Correct. There were two PFDs, two orange life jackets that were there.
So there were still 2 life jackets in the boat, Mike.
On the bottom of the floor of the dinghy?
Just on the floor of the dinghy. And
did they look old or waterlogged, or that they wouldn't be useful? They were only there for legal purposes. Like, is there any chance they were useless?
Probably not. They just looked like every other orange life jacket I've ever seen in anyone's boat around here.
Mm-hmm.
But it the anchor was tied around a tree on the beach, which we untied, put everything on the boat, and
it was kind of a rough landing, right? As I understand it, where he beached up, it was a bit rocky. And...
Yeah, it's rocky. It's not easy to traverse the terrain around there for sure. There's no, immediate roads, paths, stuff like that. It was pretty rugged.
So for him to get from the landing spot where he says he washed up on shore to the boatyard, how tough is that? Because he said he'd gone through some ramble and it was difficult.
It wouldn't be an easy walk for sure. Okay. It would take you a little while. It's not just like a walking path. And
so what do you say? What are you thinking so far, Mike?
I think he pushed her over.
You think he pushed her over?
I mean, honestly, there's 10 hours there, right? I don't.
Yeah, it's a long time. It's a long time to go 4 miles.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? How far will that little dinghy go? It's obviously she's not in that bay, right? Like, so
100%, yeah.
So like, I'm sitting here thinking, okay, where did he go to be able to?
Sailhound says, people, no matter how well you think you can swim, wear a life jacket.
That's right. So
you scare me every time you do that. Because when it comes in my ears, I'm like, there's nothing. What is that? And you done made me lose my damn train of thought.
You were just saying that there's no way that she's in that harbor.
Right. So, but where is she? And like, where will that little dinghy go? Right. Like.
And how long will that motor stay charged? Is my question. Like I said, it's an electric motor, so. We don't know how long that they'll stay on one charge. But again, it goes back to me saying, why would she...
Christeka Contender says, that scared me too. KB 413 says, too much time and stories don't add up. If he saw their sailboat in the distance, why wouldn't you just row to that?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. But anyway, let's just finish up a little bit on this, and then we'll go to some discussions.
A 5-minute walk to somebody. It would have been a trek, and not easy, especially in the middle of the night.
Would it have taken, say, 10 minutes or an hour?
You got to put yourself in someone's position there and assume that you don't know exactly where you're going. So it could have. It could have feasibly taken him an hour to.
I turned it off, Christy.
Get from where he landed to actually make contact with somebody.
Okay.
4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, nobody's around.
And it's dark.
Yeah.
Sun comes up around 6.
It could have happened. Yeah.
Okay. We're trying to account for like the 9 hours. He said she went overboard at 7:30, and he didn't wash up on Marsh Harbor till 4 a.m. Mm-hmm. Captain, of course, we're at a restaurant, so it's a little bit noisy. You can hear some of the people dining above us, but. The captain I was talking to said he swam that distance in 2 hours in a race once.
So I want you guys to pay attention to this. So that's what I was saying is how avid of a swimmer this guy is. So he actually swam that distance 4 miles in a race one time. But yet he didn't jump out of the boat. So my question is, why did he not throw the anchor out, Mike? Why did he not throw the life jacket out? Why did he not grab a life jacket and throw the other one out and swim to her? If he's that avid of a swimmer. So there's a lot of things that are not adding up here, guys.
It's a long distance. It's 4 miles.
It's entirely possible. Again,
but you think it would take 9 hours to float? Let's cut 1 hour off for the getting through the bramble and all the rest. So 7.5, 8 hours to float all that way in a wind.
The fact of the matter is with a chain of poor decisions, it could have taken somebody that long. Not likely, but not impossible.
He's trying to be so politically correct.
Just drifting with the wind, that I'm estimating would have taken 3 or 4 hours.
3 or 4 hours. About half the time that he says it took.
Yeah. So again, his account of the situation was that he threw the anchor out for a while, stopped, fired some flares, was trying to catch a passing boat. That's, again, his.
Thank you so much. I hope that I'm saying it right. Skowroski, thank you so much for that.
In my mind, again, this is not any police or official capacity.
And this is a good point that Carrie brings up, and you guys will see it in a second. It says, wouldn't the current take them in the same direction? And that's a question that Ashley actually asks. And I guess, technically speaking, it could push 2 different objects faster or slower and in 2 different directions, technically speaking.
Well, I can tell you from just experiencing this in the ocean, but just when we went whitewater rafting, and there was a bunch of us, we actually were in the back, but we were the heaviest.
Right.
And the water, we didn't really have to paddle hardly because we were so much heavier.
Yeah.
Right. So we were, I mean, I guess there's different currents out there. So, I mean, you could.
Well, I mean, but it would be the same current at that time. You know what I'm saying?
If he would immediately got out of the boat.
Doesn't matter whether he immediately got out or not. It was the same current.
You ever seen a riptide?
It was the same current. Yeah, I have. But it was the same current at the same. She fell out. He's in the boat. So they're experiencing the same. Now, after that, yes.
Right.
Yes.
But,
yes.
Now, you asked why he didn't jump out or throw a life jacket or this, that, and the other.
Right.
Now, and I'm not saying, but just if y'all both didn't drink it, how much did he have to drink? Right? Like, you're.
But given the.
Hold on. Sorry. Okay, so it's sick or sky.
What?
Sick or sky. Okay, got it now. I got it. Never mind. Go ahead.
I mean, how much did he have to drink? Should he even been operating a boat?
Exactly, and that's a lot of the things that they're trying to figure out. And they said he only had, he didn't go overboard with the drinks. They both had Bacardi Light and Coke, so I mean it wasn't overboard.
But what did they drink before they got there?
They had been drinking. They drank a few drinks all day. That's what the information that we have coming out is saying. So we don't exactly know on that end. Oh, nice. Okay.
What?
Helicopter company named Sick or Sky Helicopters make the Black Hawks. That's awesome. All right, let's listen to a little bit more, and then we'll get into more of a discussion, guys.
The timeline that he gave, not probable, not something that we would typically see, but it's not impossible.
Like not impossible.
If he did what he said he did and anchored for a while and was trying to flag boats and do all of that, and then finally gave up and decided just to drift and make his way to where he made his way to, and then eventually trek to find somebody, it could have taken that long.
So did he? What was his demeanor when you encountered him?
Well, we went to pick up the dinghy that Monday morning. Brought it to him, pulled up alongside his boat. He was just, gratitude was the first thing. He was very happy that we had, showed up, that we went and brought him his dinghy, so that he could get around. He said he was looking forward to, he wanted to pull the anchor so that he could get his boat back to Marsh Harbor. He said he had some friends and family that were arriving that were going to help him with the search. So we were happy to help him out. Helped him get his dinghy on board. And he was just very grateful. Seemed stoic, and not overly emotional.
Did he seem? I mean, listen, it's hard. Everyone's different. Did he seem like the kind of guy who just lost his wife at sea a few hours earlier?
I honestly hate to everyone is different. He's from what I could see from his tattoos was an ex-Marine.
He had USMC tattooed on his on his shoulder.
So that was one of the things that kind of led me to believe he was just a little bit more, all business, stoic. I've been around a lot of sailors, living here for 10 years, and he was just very matter of factual. We need to do this, and then we need to do this, and I need to get out of here, and I need to go and pick up my family and continue the search. So that was that was it. I didn't, we were both grew up in Michigan, or I grew up in Michigan anyway. Had a little bit of small talk about being from Michigan.
You connected.
But that was it.
Connected about Kalamazoo.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, guys. So you get the gist of that. So, so what do you think, Mike?
I mean, it's just finding out where he went after. She didn't go overboard where he says she went overboard.
So now I want to play you guys this. So let's play this real quick and see what you guys think about this after actually we know what happened. Let's listen to this real quick, Mike.
My goal is to go back and speak with the Hopetown Fire and Rescue volunteers, the search and rescue volunteers. They have been, I believe, still looking whenever they can, but even while I have been detained by the Royal Bahamian Police Department. I was speaking with a volunteer the day that I was detained to go out on one of their boats. They were going to take off work and take me searching some more areas. I won't be able to stop looking.
You want to keep looking for Lynette?
I'm going to need somebody with more authority to tell me to stop.
Can you explain to me? You've seen the attention this case has had.
And more like I've heard about it. I have not looked at the news or any social media since the day before the accident, because my sister flew in to support me and said it's getting terrible out there. And then I went to dinner one night after searching, and I was approached by a freelance reporter, and I began to think that it was going to be terrible.
So somebody with a higher authority was going to have to make him stop looking, right, Mike?
Yep.
So guess where he's at now?
He's back in the States.
As soon as he got discharged, he left. As soon as he got discharged. So he blames that on he has a sick mother. But it's a chronic disease that she has. It's a kidney disease. So it's nothing that's acute or just came on, well, right?
Would he be there if his wife hadn't gone missing? Right? Like obviously it wasn't bad enough for them to be up there before if it's a chronic illness.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know, man.
Somebody said don't sharks feed in the early evening.
Well, here's the thing: is they have sharks there, but that guy, if we would have went on and listened to that a little bit further, there's only been one case, I think, of a shark attack in like 10 years there, and they don't typically eat the entire body anyway, yeah. Right? And I just don't. Something would have washed up anyway, even if she had been bitten by a shark.
I just don't see. Honestly, I don't see where that little dinghy could take him to get rid of a body.
Well, and so here's my thing.
What do you think?
What I think is there's so many islands there, and I think this guy is very intelligent. I think he knows what he's doing. I think he planned this out, and I think what happened is he drove her to another island, and I think he buried her somewhere. I definitely don't think she's in that water. I don't think she went in that water. I think, this is my opinion, again, all alleged, not defaming, defacing, slandering anybody. I think they got into it. I think he choked her, and I think it went a little too far. He's got a history of choking, right?
So
documented. I think that it went a little too far, and I think it turned bad, and he went to another island and buried her.
That little dinghy ain't stable enough for you to have a choking altercation on that.
Sure it is. All he's got to do is grab her. Yep. Grab her and throw her down in the dinghy. That's all he's got to do.
But did you see how he was sitting on the edge?
All he's got to do is grab her and put her in the middle. That's all he's got to do.
And she's not going to fight?
She may have fought, but that dude's a big guy.
I mean, he might be a big guy. I'm just saying, like.
Well, it was documented that he threw her down in the boat and she hit her head and cracked her neck.
I mean, that's a 45-foot boat, not a 4 foot.
It was 8 foot. It's
it's
definitely
not
enough
8
room.
foot wide. I just don't. I'm not saying it's not enough room. I just don't think it's not as like stable, right? Like they're sitting up on the edge of like.
Yeah. I mean, that's my opinion. I think that's something. I think they got into it.
Maybe he shot the flare at her.
Maybe.
Like I'm not like.
But the bottom line is, she's not in that water. She didn't go in that water, in my opinion. He went to another island and buried her somewhere. And they had cadaver dogs out, and there's so many different islands around there, and so many different opportunities that 9 to 10 hours, Mike. When he swam that distance in 2 hours, and it was all at night, right? Nobody saw the flare go up. So to me, I mean, that answers my question, in my opinion. And so, again, I want to show you guys a couple of other things here that's interesting to me, and I think you guys will find it kind of interesting as well.
Somebody says, don't have to look for someone if you know what happened to them.
Yeah, certainly so. And he definitely did not stay there long enough to look for anything. That's for sure. He was out of there. So here's one thing I'm kind of proud of is that I was watching someone a little earlier, and they said that they could never find an image of this guy with his wedding ring on, right? And so...
Did you find one?
Let me see if I can get this to come up here. Let's see here. So this is him, guys. This is Brian, and this is actually on their this is on their
page?
their YouTube page for one of their shorts. And if I don't know if you guys can see this, but his wedding ring, and you'll see it come up in a second, Mike. This is actually him wearing his wedding ring, right? You can see it there in that photo. And I was watching somebody else said they could never find a photo of him wearing a wedding ring, so they didn't know if this image here actually meant anything. But it does mean something.
He's wearing a wedding ring
on his pinky. He's wearing a wedding ring on his pinky, and you can see that he has a suntan where his wedding ring was on his ring finger.
Yeah.
So that YouTuber was saying, I can't say anything about him because maybe he never wore his wedding ring on his ring finger. But as we saw in that photo, he does wear his wedding ring on his ring finger. But this is in one of his most recent interviews, and he's taken that wedding ring off and put it on his pinky finger.
Is that supposed to symbolize something?
Why would you do that?
I mean, I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
What I'm saying? Like, I don't think it symbolizes anything, in my opinion. I think he's just a dumbass. And I mean, how can you be that dumb if you know the eyes of the world are on you? Why in the world would you do that?
No clue.
So, who knows, man? It's definitely kind of weird, in my opinion. So I'd love to get what everybody else thinks.
You see?
I don't know how to say this. Sicker Sky, I think is what they say. I don't know. We're going to have a panel and they can come up and let us know. But thank you so much for your support.
Know what you're drinking.
Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate that. Who does?
He was wanting to know what were you drinking.
I am drinking Elijah Craig Private Barrel tonight. This is my first one. I'm drinking that tonight. And YouTube, we're not promoted drinking at all. So just letting you guys know. So thank you so much for your support. We appreciate that. So that's just my opinion. And, I don't know. Who knows? But I think that's kind of weird. All of these things that we put together tonight is kind of weird. Yeah, guys, if you haven't hit that like button yet, please make sure you hit the like button. And if you guys are rewatching this, because I think this is one that a lot of people will rewatch, Mike, because
as the case grows, you think?
Yeah, I think that I've done a pretty good job putting all of this stuff together. Because, like I said, you don't have to go to different. I think it's 128 proof. You don't have to go to different outlets, right? You got everything here in one video, And that's what we try to do here at Patriot Pride, is bring everything together so that you guys can watch one video. Put hair on your chest?
You ought to seen the stuff he gave me the first time I tried any of this stuff.
He was like 132, maybe 138.
He's
I don't
like,
know.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, it was good stuff, right?
I mean, yeah, you about.
It was good. It was good stuff.
What was it?
It was actually
was it
George T. Stagg. That's my favorite. So here's what we're going to do, guys. I'm going to. So before we go here, Mike. So just tell us your opinion. You've got mine. So what do you think he did, or what happened?
I really don't know. He's involved. He did something. I don't know what he did. I mean, I never get to know what you're studying, right? Like, so I get just on the fly, have to like try to come up with something. I mean, that's a feasible. I just think he had to subdue her in some way. They get to arguing, screaming. Somebody would have heard something. Like,
yeah.
I mean, maybe he pointed the flare gun at her, right? Like, hey, be quiet. Like, sit down. And then
maybe,
because you got to control and you got to subdue, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're not gonna be choking somebody in a dinghy in open water, right? Like, all she had to do was yell, scream, help, like something.
Well, maybe she couldn't because he was choking her. That's what I'm saying.
But like,
there were so many people around there.
Right, you're gonna see. Like, he ain't gonna just walk up and just choke her. Like, there has to be some kind of like argument. There has to be something. Like, if he planned it out, like
maybe he didn't though. I think he probably didn't plan it out. Honestly, I think it probably was in the heat of the moment, and I don't think he meant to kill her. I don't think he meant to do that. I think it was in the heat of the moment, and I think he choked her.
You mean unalived her?
Yes, I do. I think that it was probably in the heat of the moment, and I think it was just like another one of their fights. And I think that he's just got a history with choking. That's what he does. And I think it probably just went too far. And then he's like, oh crap, now what do I do? What am I going to do now? And so he's somebody
said something about his watch.
Her watch was found. Her Apple Watch was found. And I'm not sure, forgive me guys, I'm not sure exactly where it was found, but it was found. And somebody made a good point, which was kind of weird. The flotation, Jim says that he thinks that maybe he pushed her head under the water. Maybe. The flotation, maybe he snapped, Carrie. The flotation device that he threw her ended up like 200 yards from where he ended up. Now, come on. Come on, man. Yeah. Sicker Sky. I really hope that's how it's said. I really don't know.
I'm just waiting for him to call in. So
yeah, I can't wait. Thank you so much for your support. You've been awesome tonight. So thank you so much for that. I hope.
Sikorsky?
I think it's Sicker Sky. He's and maybe it's a he, maybe it's a she. I don't know. But
I love to see you struggle a little bit.
Well, here's the thing too: is
I ain't even gonna try.
These comments go so fast over here that I try to put up and give people credit. So I don't know that it was planned. He had an Apple Watch. Well, I heard she had an Apple Watch, and I heard that it actually.
I got it. They said I got it. Oh, the most dyslexic son of a gun in the world got that.
What?
He said I got it out the way I said it.
How is it?
Say that right there.
You tell me.
Sikorsky?
Swarovski? Sure. I don't know, guys, but we'll have a panel in a minute, and you can come up and let us know how to say it, because I'm sorry I keep butchering your name. I don't mean to. But thank you so much for your support. I do appreciate that. And again, guys, if you're new here for the first time, I think a lot of people rewatch this. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button.
They like bet him 100, Mike.
And if you're here for the first time, like I said, hit the subscribe button. And if you're coming back, please make sure you hit the like button. So we appreciate that, guys. All right. So what was your opinion? You think what happened?
I mean, I honestly think he like subdued her, in some kind of way, and then did something. I could see it be on one of the islands, but then wouldn't they have cadaver dogs or like I don't know. I don't know enough about the area and the terrain to be able to.
Yeah, they got the cadaver dogs out and they're searching. I just don't know. Again, I don't know how many islands there are around that area, but I know there's so many different islands there in that around where.
How long do you think it'll take before this case is solved?
I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm trying so hard to hit this mic. I don't think it'll take long. I think they're going to find her in a shallow grave somewhere, honestly. And
Sue Korsky.
Sikorsky. Is that right? I think I got it. Sikorsky. That's not how they put it on. That's not how they put it on syllable. Like they put 3 syllables out there a little earlier, and it said sick or sky. And I'll even forget again. So it's Sikorsky. I remember that.
I'm just going to say 23.
They were both super drunk and arguing as always, and she's stuck in the dinghy with him and couldn't get away. So he choked her out, and then took all of those hours taking the body. Yeah, that's kind of what I think. Unfortunately, cadaver dogs didn't smell anything on land or near the water. Yeah, that's right. And surely, you got to think that they're gonna search all little small islands around there, right?
I mean, you have drones. You can go up. Like, you can put a heat signature. I don't know. I'm at a loss.
This is a good point. Did anyone notice all of the dirt under his fingernails? Yeah, like he was digging. Yeah, I did notice that. And that's a really good catch there. So it's just unfortunate, man. It really is. I mean, that she.
I'll be honest with you. Before you said islands around, my thing was. Like, he took her somewhere, right? You couldn't go in the little dinghy that far. I wouldn't assume. To get out and let the current take her out. Like, how far is it?
Not in big water, yeah. Probably.
How far is it to big water?
Well, it was 4 miles across that channel there.
But, like, how far is it to
I don't
big
know
water?
that. I don't think he did that.
You don't think so? Like, where else would he put her?
I don't think the dinghy would have.
So could he have had anything else for them to have gotten around?
Maybe he stationed something somewhere. Maybe.
But wouldn't somebody know that?
And this is all pretty new. This is only 2 weeks old, so
you would have to rent something or.
Yeah, but they did have a lot of boating friends, but. Surely they would have outed him by now. You know what I mean?
Unless they're in it for the money.
I don't know if
he's got life insurance policy.
That's the thing is his daughter doesn't know. The daughter doesn't know even if they did have a life insurance policy, if she had a life insurance policy or not. So basically, they were living off of her money. So she had, I don't know, $600,000 or $700,000. They said, and when he was going through all of the legal fees for choking his daughter. She was paying all of those back in the day. And so they were...
So she was the money.
She was the money, yeah. From
so surely,
allegedly.
So surely she had a life insurance policy.
I mean, you would think. So, just trying to catch up on some of these chats, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here with us. We appreciate you on a Saturday night. Sorry we had to mix it up a little bit tonight, guys. But we appreciate all of the support. And we appreciate you guys being here.
I just don't understand, always go back to the why, why that day, right? Why was it a crime of passion? Was it they have an argument? Was she finally telling him that she was about to leave him? I don't know.
I just think they got into it. It was a heat of the moment, and I think it's one of those things that happened just like it's happened probably numerous times before.
When the mom was talking about how it had happened several times, allegedly had happened several times.
Yeah.
It's almost, and I got back to thinking to a kid, right?
Squirrel billboards in here. What's up?
To relating it back to a kid, right? Or an animal trying to train or something. They will push the boundary and see how far they can go.
Yeah.
And then when they get away with it, guess what they're going to do the next time? They're going to push it a little farther, yeah. and just pushed it too far. I don't know if it was necessarily planned.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to think. Like, my initial reaction was it wasn't planned. It was,
I don't think it was planned. Yeah.
hey, I'm tired of you. Shut up. Pushed her off the thing. But then
I don't think she went in that water. It's too shallow. It's too clear, and there's too many people around there.
So
I don't think she even screamed.
I'm gonna tell you. Have you ever dealt with like a water rescue or a drowning or something?
No.
Okay, so when I was probably, I would say 12 or 13.
Linda, that's interesting.
What?
Says he had a girlfriend. I haven't heard that.
Well, there's your...
Yeah. But keep going.
So when I was about 12 or 13, we would always go down to the lake, and we were members of like this... It had train cars that were setting up like a little campsite.
Yeah.
And it had this big pool, and it was a 15-foot deep pool.
Okay.
And it was almost, I wouldn't say it was an Olympic-sized pool, but it was a fairly large pool just because it was like a recreation. There was a lot of people in there.
Right.
And we were playing sharks and minnows, and there was this girl, and she had Down syndrome. I don't know if she had a seizure or what, but she fell into the bottom of the pool.
Lord have mercy.
And it took the mom a couple of minutes, or I don't know how long it was, to notice what had happened. And
Lord have mercy.
So they cleared the pool. Everybody starts looking for her. And I mean, I got up on top of the diving board, and I looked down. And when I looked down, I barely saw something that looked like trash, like, you know, how it would be in the corner of the pool.
Yeah.
And I looked at my dad and was like, I think I see something down there, but it didn't look like a body by any means. There's 15 foot, and we're talking about a clear pool.
Yeah.
With blue, you know, with the blue lining and all that.
Right.
And so Dad went down, and he came up and he pulled her out. And so the 15 foot of water, yes, it is shallow, but that doesn't mean that, like, you couldn't see, like, you might not be able to see and identify that is something.
Yeah.
Especially if it was in a shadow or something like that. So I don't know, but I know I didn't think I saw a body down there.
Yeah.
He went down there to check, and then he ended up pulling her up.
So it's tougher to see than what you would think.
It's definitely tougher to see than what you think.
All right, I got it that time.
What you get?
Love all military. Thank you so much. How do you say it again? Swarovski?
Yes, Swarovski.
Swarovski. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, and I agree with you.
Is it almost like the crystal? The Swarovski's crystal, like a scope?
I don't. Swarovski?
Swarovski?
I don't know, but we're about to tell, because I hope they come up.
They make a heck of a scope.
They sure do. They Swarovski.
Swarovski.
Swarovski. And Zeiss. But anyway, so guys, I'm gonna drop a link right here in the panel, or for a panel. So if you guys want to come up and let's discuss this and see what you guys think about it. We won't take a lot of your night up tonight, guys. I mean, we'll talk as long as you want to, but I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on this and see what you guys, where you're leaning here. Again, my opinion is I think it was a heat of the moment thing. I don't think she ever touched that water there. I think she's on land somewhere.
I'll go ahead and tell you, if it's the woman, if it is true that he has a side piece,
yeah,
you're talking about a whole different ball game now, right?
Yeah.
Like she could have had the boat. It's a totally different ball game on things that can happen.
Yeah. All right. So let's go over to the panel, guys. Thank you guys for jumping in here. And let me get in here with you guys. Give me just a second, guys. Bear with me here. Let's see here. We will jump over to the panel. And, well, I guess I need to bring them in the room first, right? Might probably be a good idea, right? All right, let's bring in Courtney, and we'll bring in Jessica. What is up, guys?
Hey.
What's funny?
Bring him in the room.
Don't leave us out.
You. It's
You had to see it in
Sikorsky.
there like, oh, I got to bring him in the room first. But how are you guys? Freezing. It's like 40 degrees here. It's like 40 degrees here. I think he did something to her, like you said, probably choked her in the boat. No, I think the heat of the moment with the history that you guys said that he had or whatever, and her mom talking in that video. To me, it was heat of the moment. Just like from what I mean, from just just from what I'm seeing, like from that's just my opinion on that. Like what how
I just wanted to call and let you know that my name is Sikorsky. Yeah, man. The helicopter company, Sikorsky Helicopters. Yes. Yes. Yes, sir. Not Sir Russ. Sorry, man. I wasn't trying to give you. I was having fun with you, but I love you guys. For real. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's Sikorsky. Yep. 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 Exactly. Yeah, man. I love you guys. I'm hanging out for a minute anyway, but I'll mute my mic and stuff and, whatever. Man, I honestly think kind of what she said and like what the mom was saying, in my opinion, obviously, allegedly, um, it's unfortunate, because things like that happen all the time. But I just, like you said, I don't think she's in the water, in my opinion. I think something happened. It doesn't make sense for him to, like the thing goes so slow. I grew up on boats and stuff too, and I just personally, the kill, like you said, the kill switch, all that stuff. There's just too many opportunities that he had to, you know, find her, rescue her, whatever the heck happened. You know what I mean? So it just doesn't add up to me at all. So
True that he was seeing somebody. Now he's got help. He goes there. She's on a boat. She takes her out, and then he sets up and plans everything.
Hold on a second. So I'm sorry, guys. Can you hear us now? You should be able to hear us now in the chats. Yeah, I see. Let me know if you guys can hear us now. Somehow we lost a. Yeah, we're back. All right, thanks, Christy. Yeah, we're here now. So sorry, guys. Somehow we lost my mic. So what were you saying, Mike?
I was like, if he really does have a side chick, now there's two people that can be playing that game, because they're all now doing something for like they want to be together or they want this and that. They could have met right there where they were coming around that bend, and whatever happened, and then they discarded the body that way, and then he did all of the stuff that he had to do.
can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
That, like, just think about that for a second. What really makes people just do something like that? You know what I mean? Like, just break up with the person. Just go be with the other person then.
Well,
To actually carry out.
if I could, and I've seen it, if money is involved, they don't want the embarrassment. If he was to leave her, his lifestyle changes. If she just disappears, lifestyle doesn't change.
Hold on, we lost Jessica. Thank you so much, Jessica. We appreciate everything, and we appreciate everything that you do for us, Jessica. So
we got a lot of things going on right up there.
Thank you so much. Sorry about that. Go ahead, Mike.
But yeah, that's why. Like it, just that. I don't want you in my life. I don't want anybody else to have you. So, I'll take care of it this way.
Christy says, or the side piece could have had a bigger boat.
Yeah.
To carry them out further.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And that's what I'm kind of talking about, right? Like you need them, take them, go.
Yeah.
And then do your thing. That's 10 hours that's unaccounted for.
Yeah, that's a long time.
I can pull a dinghy behind a big boat.
That's a long time.
And then tie it up.
Yeah. So guys, we'd love to have some more on the panel here. Jump in. I'll drop the link one more time. So
Where's Mab?
I don't know where Mab went. He may be on. I'm not sure. He said he might go on tonight, so I'm not sure. But yeah, guys, let me drop the link in the chat one more time.
Hearing that feedback?
I mean, but Mike, seriously, you see what I'm saying? That you know what I mean? Like, the fact that no matter what, like money's involved. I guess like I'm not trying to be like naive or sheltered or whatever. I just think it takes something in you to actually, like all of the stuff that's been talked about lately, the Nancy Guthrie stuff, like any of it, Sebastian, whatever, like just actually carrying out something like that.
If you're drinking, you ain't always
what I
thinking
mean? Like,
at the best. I'm just saying that as far as
true.
to get rid of a body in that area, you almost have to have help. And if it wasn't planned, like where would she be? I don't know.
I'm sorry, but I'm also ignorant for a second because I'm coming into all this, but not to reveal too much, whatever, but I live down here in Florida, and like I don't even know exactly where that area is,
So you want to tell where it is?
So I mean, there's so many different islands in the Bahamas. I'm not exactly sure which ones they are, but it's Elbow Key and Marsh Harbor down there, and I'm not sure if that's near the Big Island or not. I'm not exactly sure.
I don't know.
But it's definitely weird. I mean, I think what gets me so much is the amount of time that's unaccounted for. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's just a whole lot of time that's unaccounted for, and there's a lot of things that could have happened in that amount of time. Let's bring Alana Joy in. Give me just a second. What's up, Alana Joy?
Hello.
How are you? I'm great.
Good. How are you?
Doing awesome. What are you up to this evening?
Oh, it's still daytime here. Nothing, just chill at home. How about you guys?
Yeah, we forget you're in a totally different part of the world. No, we're just...
Yeah, this is my setup. This is you guys on TV right now.
Oh, nice. Well, thank you so much for thank you for joining us. What do you think's going on here?
It's okay. Oh, I only just recently joined, so this is all new to me. So I don't really have much to comment. I just want to say hi. That's all.
Well, hello. So basically, have you heard at all about? There's a case of a man and a woman. They were married for about 25 years, and they were in the Bahamas. And she went overboard on their small dinghy boat going back out to their large boat. Have you heard about that?
No.
Okay. So you'll really like this one. So go back and watch this when you have time. So basically what happened was there's a history of this guy with domestic violence and choking and things like that. I think she was 55 and he's in the same area of that age. And so they were leaving. They had been drinking on shore that day. So when you have a big boat, they had a sailboat, like a 46-foot sailboat. You have to hook up to a mooring ball out in the water, and then you get on your dinghy and you go to the island or the land, right? So they went out on the dinghy. They were drinking all day. It was between 6:30 and 7:30. They got back on the dinghy and were going back out to the big boat. And he says that she fell overboard and that she had the key to the boat and it automatically turned off. So he could not turn the motor on to get to her, and he did not jump in the water to try to swim to her. And so he said the current took her one way and took him another way. And so from like 7:30 p.m. to like 5:30 a.m., the time is unaccounted for what happened. But it pushed him about 4 miles onto another place called Marsh Harbor, and they haven't found her yet at all.
Oh, that's prickly. I won't comment on that, but wow, holy crap, that's insane. Is there any insurance policy or any money or anything like that?
That's a great question.
You know?
And Ashley Banfield was actually talking to the daughter, and they don't know yet that if there's an insurance policy, but they were pretty much from allegedly living from her money. They had sold a house and everything, and she had about $600,000 or $700,000 allegedly that they had been living off of. And so there were documented instances, and if you go back and watch this, she had told her mom on a couple of different occasions that she couldn't take it anymore. And so she was going to buy a one-way ticket, fly back home, and she was going to get out of there and basically divorce him. And she bought a ticket, and her mom had set to go pick her up, but she never got on the plane. So there was a history. Ooh. There was a history of her of getting choked by him and getting beat up and things like that.
Yeah. Sad. Oh my gosh. So is this recent news or what?
Yeah, so this happened on April the 4th, I think. So about 2 weeks ago.
Oh wow. Okay, I've only just heard about it. Okay. All right. Well, I won't comment much, but I just want to say hello. But yeah, holy shit. Holy hell.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I agree with Carrie. Like, she's probably told him she was going to leave, and he couldn't let her leave because she's the one that had the money.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a really good point. And then somebody else says here, if I can get to it, these chats keep going. And so think about it, Adam. Would you jump in if your wife fell in? Anybody would jump in for their loved one. Yeah, I mean, anybody would, Mike, right? I mean, and especially, again, he's a Marine, right?
Well,
he's an avid swimmer. He swam this distance in 2 hours before.
Hey, Adam.
Yes.
Hey, do you guys know about, did you ever hear about that one case with the, it happened like back in like 2022. It was like, the guy was like Nathan Carmen, was rescued in 2016 after 8 days at sea while his mother vanished when their boat sank. Did you ever hear about that case?
I did hear about that, yeah. He had some issues, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But let me throw something else at you guys, Mike. Here's another theory. Maybe it's sleeping with the enemy theory. And I don't know if you've seen that movie, Mike.
Yeah.
But it would be the exact thing here. She was trying to get away from the guy. She planned it all out. She took swimming lessons. He didn't think she could swim.
And she just left.
And she went overboard.
And swam and got out.
She held on
maybe that's how she escaped.
She held onto a buoy until she could swim away.
Or she had somebody that picked her up.
That's a great point.
Yeah, maybe she had it worked out to where somebody
maybe
picked
she
her
had
up.
somebody on the side.
Maybe she had a side piece.
Allegedly.
Maybe.
Allegedly.
And she was like, before you get my money, I won't go.
Maybe so.
I mean.
So, I mean, that's another theory that, maybe she set this up herself.
Yeah, but wouldn't, you couldn't do that. You have a place to go, right? You can go to your mom's. Like, it isn't like she didn't have anybody else, or she didn't.
Not if he threatened to unalive her if she ever left him. Or her family. Or her family.
But she's already left him several times.
Were they married?
But she always went back. Yeah, they were married for like 25 years.
Oh.
But maybe he threatened her, Mike. Maybe he's like, look, if you ever try to leave me, I'll unalive everybody close to you.
He packed her bags one time.
Yeah, but he always knew she was coming back, Mike. He always knew that. And in this cycle, people always know you're coming back. You know what I mean? Unfortunately.
Were they both drinking? Like,
yeah, they both
like had that lifestyle.
Yes.
Like, right?
And the mother even said with the lifestyle that she was partaking in, that she was expecting this phone call one day.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I've already got I sealed my opinion then.
Well,
what's your opinion?
Exactly what Adam said. I think that's what happened.
Which part? Which one?
I think this was a codependency kind of thing, dysfunctional, long, lasting way too long, and I think maybe she was trying to, get out of it, and this was the only way she could do it.
Because she was a good swimmer as well.
She was she was a really strong.
I'm saying,
athlete.
she might turn up somewhere in some other place, like in a different identity.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe she never does turn up, and she assumes another life somewhere.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
I couldn't do that to my daughter.
Well, I'm sure she would tell her daughter.
She'll figure a way to reach out to her.
I don't even know if I would want to put my daughter in that situation.
Yeah. But I mean, here's the thing.
Daughter might know too. You never know.
Your daughter could know.
Here's the thing about it is, they both had a history of abuse when they were drinking, right? It
Yeah.
wasn't just him because she got arrested in 2015 for domestic violence when they got into that fight. So
So so you can tell she's a fighter.
exactly, exactly. So you would think she's going to scream or she's going to do something.
And that's what I'm saying. Like to have, if I'll go ahead and tell you, with a fighter and you grab somebody's neck and start to choke them, like the way I mean, it ain't like he just walked up and behind her and put her
Yeah, for sure.
in a rear naked choke or something.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some kind the buoy being so small. I don't think the confrontation happened on the buoy with like a fight.
Where do you think it happened?
I don't think they fought.
So what do you think happened?
I honestly, well, if a flare didn't go up in the air, right? I think he might have held her at gunpoint with a flare if he got rid of, like, they got into it. Hey, shut up, and pointed the flare at her. You gonna get shot with a flare?
So then what happened?
And then
He drowned her?
and then he controlled her, and then he possibly could have unalived her at some point.
Courtney, if you don't, I think you got a little feedback, so mute that if you don't mind. That's okay.
Like, you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think there was a actual fight. You aren't fighting on a 8-foot little buoy that's 4 foot wide. The way he sat up, it almost tilted over.
Yeah.
So I mean, you get into a scuffle and you tilt to the left, you tilt to the right, y'all both going over.
So Kerry, the volunteer firefighter said that one flare was spent, but nobody saw the flare. So somebody said earlier, maybe Kerry, if it was fired, maybe it was fired into the water.
Maybe it was fired into her.
Maybe. Maybe the whole situation's messed up. It's really messed up, unfortunately. So it's a terrible thing.
They said a flare was dispersed, like it was spent. It was spent. So a flare came out of that gun. It definitely didn't go up with all the people up there.
No, nobody saw the flare, and there would have been tons of people there. That's not
the sun setting. You're in the Bahamas. You're telling me people aren't looking up at the sun?
Well, he said it was dark, so even better.
I mean, right?
Even better. So, is the flare a bullet? So yeah, a flare does have a primer on it, just like a bullet does. So it has to be spent out of a gun, hits the primer, and then it goes up into the air. So I'm assuming that's how they said it was a spent flare.
Yeah, you could. The casing stays in it.
Yeah, just like a shotgun shell. But also too, another point was there were 2 life jackets that were still on board of the dinghy. That's the crazy thing to me.
Ooh.
Even if me and you, Mike, are on this dinghy together and you go overboard, I'm putting a life jacket on and I'm getting the other one and I'm going jumping out to you.
Right. At least throw it to you.
Yeah.
I mean, something.
Yeah. I mean, why not throw the anchor, grab the life jacket, and jump in the water? I mean, I don't get it, man. I really don't get it.
Unless you...
Could it have been spent from another day? Maybe.
It could have, I guess.
It's a great question. That's a really good point.
Hey guys, I'm just curious to know, like, does anybody know if, like, she, like, was he the person in the relationship that drank first and then she kind of, like, started drinking to kind of, stay on his level or something, or were they both kind of, you know what I mean? I'm just...
No, that's a great point. Great point. Let me bring Shauna in. Hey, Shauna, how are you doing?
She muted.
Oh gosh. Hey, can y'all hear me?
We can. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm actually I heard I'm on a break in between gigs and I was like, saw y'all were live, so I'm taking a little break and I saw y'all were asking people to jump on in, so I thought, well, I'll check in with you guys while I'm on my break.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate that. We're talking about the Brian and Lynette Hooker case. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, a little bit. I've been on listening for about 10 minutes.
Okay.
And I'm very familiar with the Abaco Islands and what is it, Marsh Bay and Elbow Key?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm a little bit versed in the case, but where was the dinghy when she went missing? Was it out past Elbow Key or was it in between Marsh Bay and Elbow Key?
It was in between, and then there was a
It was right off the point.
there was a let me switch over to a different screen here, guys, real quick, because I want to get the name. There's another island or landmass between the two, and that's what was weird to me. So let me see if I can find that, and I'll bring that up real quick.
Okay,
But keep going. Go ahead, Shauna.
Oh gosh.
Can you hear
Can
us?
you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. So
Yeah, sorry.
so Lubber's Quarters. That was the island, and I got it on the screen, guys.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, the dinghy was over at Abaco Inn, okay, and then the yacht was docked between Elbow Key and Lubber's Quarters. So it was between the two land masses. So they were coming in over from Abaco Inn back over, and they were allegedly right past the point there of Lubber's Quarters. That's where she went in. And so he, 10 hours later, ended up over on Marsh Harbor.
Yeah, I did know that. Okay. Like he washed up or something without he lost his oar or something like that.
Supposedly.
Allegedly,
yes.
Yeah. Allegedly, yeah. Okay, well, like I said, I've personally been there in that same area a couple times, and I know that once you pass like Elbow Key, that stuff drops off.
Does
and
it?
It drops off and then it comes back up and drops off. But
now,
in between,
hold on just a second. Now, which side of Elbow Key? Toward the side of Marsh Harbor?
No, the opposite. Like once you're on the other side.
Yeah, so back over
out more
into the Atlantic.
In the ocean.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that drops. Yeah.
So
in
they
between,
were on the other side, right?
On the closest side to Marsh Harbor, right in between Elbow Key and Marsh Harbor.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, to me, more than 10 feet is deep, but logistically, which can be, I mean, 10 feet can be very deep. Like, I mean, my cousin drowned in the Wisconsin River in the 80s and in like 13 feet of water, but it was also a river and the currents were horrible and you get stuck on things in a river or a lake, but in the ocean, you don't really get stuck on things. And with the water being so clear, did they use drones or anything? Do you know?
They've used a lot of things from what I understand, yeah.
Well, I can go ahead and tell you, before I was talking, I was about 12 or 13, and I was
Hold on, Mike. Everybody, guys, make sure you're nice in the chats, please. Go ahead.
And
oh my God, nobody better be picking on me. I'm going to fight him tonight. I'm kidding. Sorry. Go ahead, Mike. I apologize. Go ahead, Mike.
You good. So I was about 12 or 13, and we were in a pool. It's a little bit smaller than an Olympic-sized pool, and it was 15 foot deep, and we were playing sharks and minnows. And long story short, somebody ended up at the bottom of the pool, and I got up on the top of the diving board and looked down, and I could not see in 15 foot of clear pool water. I could not see the body down there. Now, I saw something in the corner. It kind of looked like trash or leaves that were in the corner.
Yeah, like the stuff that kind of, the garbage that goes up to the side. Yeah, okay. God.
It kind of looked like that. And I told my dad, I was like, I see something down there, but it doesn't look like a body. Well, he jumped down anyway. And there again, I'm 12 or 13. But when he got down and he actually pulled up a body.
Oh Lord! Jesus,
and we were playing sharks and minnows down there, right? Like, so.
Is that like Marco Polo? I'm not familiar with.
No,
not that it matters.
You're diving. Okay. You're diving in the water from one side to the other, or swimming from one side to the other with a shark trying to tag you. When a shark tags you, you join their team. With that being said, like, we were swimming down there when that happened. Somebody went missing, and then everybody cleared out the pool, and then that's when I looked down in there. So I mean, if it was 20 foot of water.
Okay, I'm sorry. I hear a bunch of slamming. That's not me, is it?
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. I want to make sure I'm hearing you. Okay.
No, you're fine.
Okay. I'm listening, Mike. I apologize. I didn't
Oh, you
mean
good?
that.
You good? So if it was in 20 foot of water, I mean, I don't know how deep that is in parts.
It's about 15 foot of water.
15 foot?
Yeah.
Like,
Mm.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Who
Well,
knows?
that makes perfect sense. I mean, because I've been on a lot of cruises, and I've been to the Bahamas and St. Thomas Virgin Islands and all that, and you can be on a boat in 10 feet of water where it's crystal clear like a pool. You know what I mean? And you look down and you think it's a rock or it's
And if it's not moving, we see fish because they swim. We look at the motion.
right,
We see the motion. We don't see what's sitting there.
Yeah.
right.
Courtney.
But with the tech, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. I was just going to make sure everybody gets a turn. So, Swarovski.
Oh, yeah. Swarovski?
Swarovski.
Swarovski.
No.
Yeah.
Swarovski?
You know what? I'm gonna let you
Are we
just
talking
say
about,
whatever you
like,
want.
Go ahead, Courtney. Go ahead.
I love you guys.
Can I just call you Sky? Can I call you Sky?
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
like,
you're Sky. You're Sky from now on.
You can't.
Right.
She's like,
It's so much easier for me.
As long as you call me, you can call me whatever you
Yeah.
want.
I'm sorry, but go ahead. So what do you think, Courtney?
Just want you to know that I try to be more conscientious of feedback and all that stuff. So whenever I'm not talking, I do mute my mic. Earlier, I did it on accident.
You guys are fine. Don't worry.
It's totally
Yeah,
fine.
you guys are good. We appreciate you being here. So
I'm just saying, I work from home and I talk on a headset, so I'm used to like cutting it off because sometimes I deal with people that are mean and I want to like,
yeah.
No,
you're
so
good.
just,
You're good. You're good. So anything else to add?
I mean, I don't know, man. I still think like what I was saying earlier is I have like my own personal experiences, like family stuff and other mutual friends of mine that have gone through some horrible things with, domestic kind of things in their family. And, I'm not going to go into a long tangent or anything, but I know somebody personally that they lost both their parents separately at different times, but they were both in a toxic kind of, relationship of, with alcohol and was involved. And they were married for a long time, but the mom at some point she wanted to change her lifestyle and realized that things were just, too messed up and toxic. And it got to be like, she ended up just drinking to kind of keep up with him in a way, but even though she knew she had to get away from it, you know what I mean? So that's what I was kind of asking earlier. It's like, was he already kind of like that, and then she kind of
I think they both partied kind of hard.
Yeah, even her mom said that they lived a tough lifestyle. When they both drank, they both kind of got into it. You know what I mean? It wasn't one dominant of the other. They both kind of,
And it came, like that violence came in, or that anger or whatever came in when alcohol was involved. When alcohol wasn't involved, they kind of said, it was up and down just like any other marriage.
Well, I mean, bottom line, my thing is that obviously, no matter what, if something like that bad is going to happen, in a relationship or in a marriage, and you've been married that long, and there's definitely some underlying stuff there going on. If somebody's going to take a trip and then, like Adam said, unalive the other person, allegedly, or they fell off, or, whatever, I don't know. It just seems a little too convenient.
Yeah, for sure. Alana, anything else you'd like to say about it? You're on mute. You're on mute.
Unmute her.
Hold on, you were on mute. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. You were on mute, but you're unmuted now. So what were you saying?
I'm just saying, like, I'm still like processing and everything because I've just heard about it. But I'm just saying, like, if anything has to do with money, I think that's really, really sad. But also, if there was like any alcohol or anything like that, then that's really sad too. And that, like, we don't know because we weren't there. But yeah, it's just a sad situation.
Yeah,
it is really sad.
It really is. And like I said, when you have time, go back and watch the beginning. We put a lot of stuff together that kind of tells from her daughter, what she thought about it, to her mom, what she thought, because she would go to her mom pretty frequently saying that she couldn't stay with him any longer and beat up and
Yeah.
things like that. And so it's definitely an ongoing situation, unfortunately.
So, hold on. Let me ask. You said her watch was found, but the dry bag was not.
Yeah. Weird, huh?
The watch would tell you where she was going, right?
Exactly. And that's why it was taken off, in my opinion.
But you know, the more I think about it, like it might be like that movie.
I know, it could be. Guys, I'm going to drop a link one more time in the chat. If anybody else wants to join us, feel free. There's the link. So if anybody wants to join us,
So her
you guys join
watch
us.
was with him.
No, the watch was found somewhere else. I'm not sure where the watch was found,
just
but it was.
floating?
I'm not sure if it was on an island or something like that. I can't remember where they found the watch. If anybody knows in the chat,
wherever
put that
they
in the chat.
found the watch, if he has something to do with it, something happened.
Watch
way
was
over
found
here.
on an island, so probably search that island. Yeah, that's a good point. What was that, Mike?
They said the dry bag was in today's pick.
Dry bag has not been found yet.
I know, but like today's pick. What's today's pick?
I don't know. Maybe a picture that was taken. Shauna, what else you think?
Yeah, so like I said, I don't know a lot about this case, but I've just learned a lot listening to y'all. So are we talking like, I'm very technology challenged, but like an Apple Watch, one that tracks your movements and things like that?
Yes.
Okay. I wouldn't think, I don't know for sure, but I would think those things, that they were on her body and it fell off in the water, that thing would be, like, you wouldn't find it. It doesn't float back to shore.
Yeah, how would that not sink?
So that's what I'm thinking. But, and then learning that there's drinking involved, I mean, and there's a history of abuse. I mean, now, Mike, you just said something that made me think, because I was thinking about this too, that, but I'm not sure if we're talking about the same movie, but there was a movie like a long time ago. I can't remember the name of it, but I feel like it was either Meg Ryan or Julia Roberts was the main character, where she escaped her abusive husband and
Adam
paddled
just
out
named
into
it.
the water.
Yeah, Sleeping with the Enemy.
Okay, yes. So is that the movie you were talking about?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so if there's all this abuse involved, maybe that's the case. But I would think if that was the case by now, if she's safe, she would contact her family. Or what did y'all say? Like she had, yeah, well, I feel like she has because they don't have children together as far as I understand, right?
She has a child.
And he has children.
Okay.
But yeah.
And she's an adult.
Oh, okay. Because they're older. Or, well, I shouldn't say that because I'm in my 50s, but so they don't have children together, but they've been together a long time.
25
and am I
years.
correct? Okay, so he's prior military, correct?
Yeah.
Marine, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so my question is, and like I said, I've got to go back and learn more about this case. I just jumped in because y'all were saying, hey, jump on up, and I thought I'd say hi real quick on my break anyway, but
Thank you.
I'm a good swimmer, but even if my husband, who's an amazing swimmer, because of his, past military career, I would still jump in after him. I mean, just by, well, I'm not a marine person, whatever you call it. I'm not an avid boater. I just, I would jump in and do what I could, which may be a stupid thing if I don't have a life jacket. But I mean, did he have any?
I don't mean to cut you. I don't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
I don't mean to cut you off, Shauna. But there were actually 2 life jackets that were still in the boat.
Okay. Yeah, that's very suspect. But didn't he get released from? Wasn't he in jail in Nassau or something?
Yeah, he was detained for 5 days.
Oh God. Okay, I definitely not. Okay. Well, I don't want to talk out my butt then.
It's okay.
I'm just finding out about this case tonight too. So everything Adam's done research on is what I'm relaying to you. So.
Well, I guess it's good to come in from that side then. If we don't know, the main history of it, if what our thoughts are now,
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I kind of try to do here at Patriot Pride is I just pull the information together and then I let you guys form your own opinion about it based on the information that we have,
And then he don't tell me, so I find out when y'all find out.
Carrie, that's a good point.
And I actually am.
Carrie says, can he still be arrested even though he was set free? Yes, 100%. And I don't know if he thinks that he went to the United States so that he can't be extradited back to the Bahamas, but he can.
Oh, no, he still can. Yeah,
he can, in fact, be extradited back. Now, if he goes somewhere else, then that's going to be a telling thing.
Yep, if he goes to Vietnam or something like that, these non-extradition countries.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be a huge tell.
But yeah, well, thanks, Shauna.
Hey, sorry guys, I got to get back. But hello, Patriot Pride family. Appreciate y'all.
And we appreciate
Good to see you again, Courtney.
Bye, Shauna.
Thank you so much.
All right, you bet. I'll catch up after I'm done. I'll watch the replay.
Thanks.
Jim, that's a
God
good question.
Bless y'all.
You too. Thank you so much. Jim, that's a
You
great
bet.
question.
Bye-bye.
If you guys think there's foul play involved, put a 1 in the chat. If you think that there is no foul play, put a 2. And maybe there's not, guys. Maybe we're just sitting here looking as true crime people looking into it a little too much. Maybe, unfortunately it did happen.
But here's the thing, right? Like, if there was no domestic violence, if there was none of that has already been reported, like,
everybody's saying ones.
You could justify that there wouldn't be a foul play involved, right?
Right.
But since you have, like, it's a whole different ball game.
Nobody's saying 2.
There was 1 too.
Did you?
How long was he in the Marines? Does anybody know?
That I don't know. But I do know he was an avid swimmer because he swam the same amount of distance from Elbow Key to Marsh Harbor, which is about 4 miles. He did that swim in 2 hours.
And nobody can account for him in 9 hours.
In a race that he did, yeah. So nobody can account for him between 9 and 10 hours between the time she went missing and when he washed up allegedly on the shore. And again, he supposedly threw out a flotation device to her, one of those little things that you sit on, and somehow it turned up about 200 yards from where he turned up on Marsh Harbor, 4 miles away.
Why didn't she turn?
So why didn't she turn up?
I got something. What about this? What if it's like, let's go the other way. What if it's like the alcohol was involved and blackout happened.
Yeah.
And maybe there wasn't any intentional malicious kind of thing. He just probably honestly doesn't even remember what the heck happened.
Well, they said that he drank a pretty good bit and he wasn't willing to give up drinking, and they didn't drink that much at the restaurant. Now I don't know how much he had drank before, but they interviewed the bartender and said that there was nothing out of the norm of what somebody was drinking. Ain't that correct?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Alana, what do you think? Anything else? You have anything else you want to add to it?
What if? I don't know, but like, what if since he was in the Marines, if he had some kind of submarine, and perhaps he's got it in a submarine somewhere?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, if he had a side chick, I'm telling you, like, that's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, for sure.
She was driving submarine.
Maybe, hey, there's nothing too far fetched at this point, right?
Hey,
as much stuff as we've seen. Yeah, who knows? But all right, guys. So thank you guys so much, Courtney and Alana. I appreciate you guys so much for supporting us and always coming up and talking to us.
What's my name?
Shashorsky.
Sky.
Sky. There we go.
What was that, Alana?
Have they ever found the watch?
Yeah, they found her Apple Watch, but I'm not exactly sure where they found the Apple Watch.
And does an
Apple
Watch float?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
That would tell a lot of secrets, Eric.
So we've got some people in the chat saying that the Apple Watch was found on the sailboat.
Oh.
I'd like to go back. I'll go back and look at some of these pictures that we've got here and see if she was actually wearing that Apple Watch. If she consistently wore it.
Well, on the day that she was, we have a video on the day she was missing?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring Carrie up. We got another person that we want to add to the stage. So let me bring Carrie up.
Hey guys, real quick, I don't know about Apple Watches now, but I know for a fact that my Apple Watch that I owned about 2 years ago definitely does not float.
Okay. Carrie, can you hear
Yes.
us?
Yes. Can y'all hear me?
We can.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, good. Okay. I just didn't know if I'd figure out how to work it.
You got it.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to say a couple of things. My thoughts are kind of random. I mean, if I'd have figured this out sooner, I would have come sooner. But
It's okay. Thank you for joining us.
sure. Basically, I've just been following this from the beginning, and so I try to, watch the people that I know are legit as far as the stories that I've been following. So, I've been watching Ashley Banfield because she's there on the scene and like meeting with people who have actually, have the live camera footage. They're not releasing the camera footage there from those places, but they did, give her information from the cameras, like the exact times, stuff like that. They're just not going to release it, obviously, to the media, right? Because it's under investigation. So that's the only reason, some of us know the time exactly, allegedly, if you will,
Right.
that they left from that place. The last place they were seen was at that it was like 6:23 or 6:24 p.m. or something like that.
Yeah, at Abaco Inn. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then the other thing I was saying was, I typed this out, but it didn't make much sense. But it had to do with the go bag that he was talking, or no, not the go bag. Sorry,
Okay.
the dry
The
bag.
dry bag. Yeah.
It was like a neon top green, and it's underneath, because people are asking, because we were all kind of wondering, well, what was in the dinghy or what wasn't, right? Because people are wondering, well, what was she wearing? Like obviously they haven't found her body, but when they, it's like, well, is there any clothing or, what was she wearing? Da da da. And we've heard that he said she was wearing a black bathing suit, but that's all he said was a bathing suit. But
Yeah.
there's a picture of her now that's out there from today that
She has a pullover on.
well, right, exactly. But it's the picture is a gentleman took the picture. He was taking a picture of the sunset or of the Atlantic side for his mother. So he's taken the picture actually from somewhere else, like that just gets the whole image, but it shows them down below sitting at the pool. So it's not even intending to get that, obviously. But when she got word of that, there were some people that knew him. And so that's how Ashley was connected with that man. And he did go ahead and give her a copy of that picture, the digital. He probably sent it to her. But so that's how come she was able to get that picture.
Right.
So I just was looking around, I kind of magnified it just to see what all was around them down there, right? And it shows her with that, you see that dry bag underneath her lounge chair that she's sitting in. And then, of course, it shows the way she's sitting. Her arms are crossed. And, of course, everybody's thinking, well, she looks like she's pissed. You know what I mean? Or like, obviously, they're in an argument. But, of course, it's a still shot. So, I mean, it could be that she's cold. I don't know. Maybe it's not cold there, though. You know what I mean? It's getting evening time. The wind is blowing. But I'm sure it's still warm. I don't really know what the temperature is there right now. But it still could be that they were in an argument. Who knows? But there was just a lot of speculation around that photo.
Yeah.
But it does at least show, some items around her. So, she had those items with her at least.
That's a great point. I would love to know if she was wearing an Apple Watch in that photo.
Yeah.
Well, we couldn't see one, but I mean, because a lot of people were asking that question, but it's not like it was a live show. I was just watching it recorded. It's the last one that she had posted.
Yeah.
She posted it early this morning, but she said something like about posting something later today. But
okay,
that she had a lot more footage from yesterday that she didn't get to, get finished in time to post for today. But apparently, she has a lot more interviews and different things that she had gotten. But
interesting. Okay.
I'm just trying to think. Y'all can go ahead and talk to other people, but let me just think for a minute. I'll just kind of stand by and see if I can think of anything else that sounded like.
Thank you for all that information.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great information. Yeah, I mean, it's awful. It's just a bad situation. But this is a good point here. Carrie says, or they both are in on it trying to collect their insurance money. That's a good point as well. I mean, that could definitely be something, right? They could be in and on.
I mean, it could be anything.
It could be anything, man.
Do you know what I just remembered that I wanted to say? At the very beginning, the first video that Ashley Banfield ever showed, when she was talking to the daughter of Lynette,
Yep.
that girl had shown the video of. She showed video of. Shoot, I'm trying to remember. The girl showed, she'd sent it to Ashley, and Ashley put it up on her show. Because I want to go back after we're done, because I want to look myself. But it showed where the boat was going during all this time. That the night all that happened.
Okay.
Remember, somebody did put it in the comments. I read somebody else say the same thing, because it's not. She didn't say it was a watch. She called it like a something or other. What did the daughter call it? But she said that he probably didn't realize it, but that she's, kind of like if you have Find Your Phone.
Yeah, it's a device that boats normally have, but I think the dinghy actually had one as well.
Oh, it's the dinghy, so it's not the big boat.
Well, the big boat.
Somehow she's able to know where they're at all times, and so I don't know if it's because she didn't say it's their Apple Watch. She called it a something or other system that shows where they're traveling, because it showed the whole map of where all that boat was going.
Yeah, I think I saw something like that as well.
Wouldn't that be the big boat?
I don't know. I mean, I
Because
think
I've wanted to go back and see, because somebody else had mentioned in the comments that they wondered if he.
You go ahead, Carrie.
Well, just what you're probably about to say. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think they would have one on the dinghy.
I think they did. Most of them don't, but I think they did on this one for some reason. I could be wrong on that.
Then they already know.
The daughter was able to go back and watch the movement. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's still early, guys. So we don't really know. Again, they're trying to hold a lot of this information back. They're putting a little bit out there at a time. So, but no, that's a great point, Carrie. I appreciate you bringing that to our attention.
Well, that's just why the daughter wanted to go there herself, is because she saw all that happening when the man called and said your mom's, fell off the boat or whatever he said to her. She went straight to that, whatever it was she looked at, and that's why she was like, when stories started not matching and he was changing his story and she was seeing all that, she's just like, I've got to get down there,
Since you followed it so well, what do you think, Carrie?
Well, I mean, obviously something happened, but I just feel kind of like what everybody else is saying about, I mean, it's almost like she just can't be in the water, because from what I've seen, I've never been there myself, but it looks like from what everybody's saying that lives around there, that the water is so shallow that they did go up, like they had flyover type things, not just, they did have the drones, but they also had sonar stuff. And I mean, there were so many different things they used, it sounded like to me, if it's accurate anyway.
Yeah.
That I don't see how they could have not, because that's what they're saying, that there's just no way she's in that body of water. And so I'm thinking, unless he took her the other side, I was thinking, okay, well, did she get knocked off when they were sitting there at the pool? Did he throw her on the other side? I mean, that sounds terrible, but
yeah.
I really thought, okay, did it happen earlier than we all think? Or it has to be what y'all were saying, that potentially or allegedly or whatever, that he, during that 9-hour span, he was doing something with her, and that maybe she'll turn up on land someday soon, or
yeah.
Or, I mean, I've got another thought, only because I've worked in law enforcement my whole career, but it's like way out there, and I wouldn't say it live. But I just.
So thank you for your service.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
No, you can say it. I mean, you can go.
Well, I mean, I've worked federal, so I mean, I've worked my way up, but I ended up with the feds, and so I've just seen a lot. Like, I don't know. Of course, you don't ever want to involve other people, because then other people are going to, potentially eventually speak up. You know what I mean? So it's probably just
totally
him.
Agree.
But I don't know how long they've been there. I mean, are they just visiting, or have they been there very long where they could know people by now?
Supposedly he had a side chick.
Oh, okay.
And like before, I was I got a little bit of law enforcement experience, and like before that, I was kind of like you. I'm like, I don't know what could have actually happened, but then somebody put in the chats that they had heard that he had a girlfriend. So then I was like, well, that changes everything now.
And that's all alleged.
And I mean, now you got two people with a common motive that might want to spend the rest of their lives together. I've seen it happen. I don't know that that's what's happened, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
Courtney, anything else you got to add to this?
I mean, I don't know. Like it's just like um who's the newest person right now? I'm sorry, I
Carrie.
forgot her name.
Carrie.
Carrie,
Carrie.
yeah.
What Carrie's saying is very interesting. Because I mean, like like the depth of the water, all that stuff, the unaccounted time gap, like all that. I mean, it's just there. Then again, like it could just go back to being like all of us are paying attention to something that might not even really be happening. Like I hate to say it, but
Yeah.
it could be like a scam, like a scheme, or it could be like what Mike's saying, like he might have had a side person and this was the perfect opportunity to whatever. And but I still have a hard time with that because me personally, like even if I God forbid that happened with me and my significant other, I just can't see myself like actually carrying through, like but if alcohol is involved, I mean,
I've just
I don't know.
just being in law enforcement previously, like I've seen stuff, so much stuff, and you're like, what? Like, how did this even happen? And Carrie, you've probably seen it even more than me. Like, if we were to truly tell you some stories, like it would be like
Yeah.
there's no way this happened. There's no way you saw this. There's no, like, I saw somebody unalive for dropping a watermelon, right? Like they just were mad. They just ended up getting mad. Kid knocked the watermelon off, and somebody got mad and went to town.
Well,
So
Yeah.
it's crazy
Or
what
on the
people
other
are doing.
side of it, the schemes that are come up with that
Right.
you would never imagine.
yeah, and that's what's
But I
so.
don't mean, but I don't even mean schemes that took a long time to come up with. I mean, even if it's something that this guy just allegedly did.
Yeah, and that's what's so unfortunate is a lot of times on these cases like this, it does go back to another person being involved in some type of relationship. When you look at the Chris Watts cases and the things like that, then it's always, and then that other person has no idea that, so the side piece has no idea that they're going to do this, right? And then they find out, and then they freak out about it.
Well,
Yeah,
I've seen.
the not to go off subject, but the fact that you just brought up the Chris Watts case, man, like that's what made me think about like what Mike was talking about is like why like why go through all that trouble and just why not just like end it, go about your merry way and go be with your side chick
Money,
Well, your
then.
money, they think they can
money.
get money out of it.
Yeah,
It's
true.
insurance and it's the money that they have. But yeah. So Alana, anything else you got to add?
No, but wow, wow, wow.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible at this point, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, true.
Well,
Thank
guys,
you for having me.
yeah, that's what
Love you guys.
I was gonna say. Well,
I
thank
am
you so
I
much. I
am
mean,
so sorry.
yeah, I'm so sorry, Finding Dory. Um, I'm so sorry for that, Finding Dory. But guys, hey, I will go last comments real quick here, and then we'll wind down here. So, Carrie, any last in final statements?
I don't know. I just wished, I mean, I'm retired now, but I wish I could think of something to say for anybody that's dealing with domestic violence. I did work with victims at some point during my career. So I wish I had a phone number or something to provide if anybody's, dealing with any of that. Because I know it's hard for a lot of us to wrap our heads around to understand why people do what they do or put up with what they put up with. But there just really is a lot to it. Psychologically and just a lot of different things. So
Well, and a lot of times they get dependent and financially get dependent. It sounds like she's the one that had the money though. But
yeah, and then sometimes, and with fear and there's a lot of things that go on that we
trauma
know nothing
bond,
about.
I never really believed in that trauma bond type thing until I got into law enforcement, and I realized like they just cannot they cannot separate. Like they'll separate a little bit and then they get drawn back, and it's like and you can, I mean, you can punch them till they blue in the face with like all these facts of like here, 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 and they just like I know, I know, I know, and then they just go back to it. And
Yeah. So
that was
unfortunate.
one of the hardest things of knowing like she'll be back over here
Yeah.
in a week.
Yeah, it's their security blanket is what it is. They don't know any different. And
And
if they've been married for 25
and
years,
if you getting beat down physically, you're getting beat down mentally.
yeah, certainly.
So
Yeah. All right, Carrie, thank you so much for joining us. I
All
really
right, thank
appreciate you.
y'all.
Yeah.
make sure you call back next time we
Yes.
come on.
Yes.
I
Great.
enjoy
Great
talking
call.
to you.
Great call.
Okay, appreciate y'all.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. All right, Miss Alana, any last statements?
No, but wow.
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
Yeah.
This all gets, that's crazy. Like, wow, there's so much yeah, wow.
Well,
Wow.
make sure you go back and
All I
watch.
can say.
Yeah, make sure you go back and watch the beginning, and it'll tell you a lot more, kind of in depth
Yeah.
about this case and what's going on. And we'll probably cover it again in a few days.
You're
And
100% right, Miss Beth.
I'm sure some more information will come out about it. So, yeah, so check it out.
I will. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I love learning. You always teach me so many things. Thank you.
Well,
Love you guys.
we appreciate you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm sorry, Miss Linda.
All right, bye bye. All right, Sky. That is your name
Hey.
from me. So
Yeah. All right. So real quick, I'm gonna say this. I don't want to take up your time or whatever, but just a little explanation. My name Sikorsky is in honor. It's honoring, like, you're honoring your nephew by doing Patriot Pride.
yes, ma'am.
It's me honoring my mom. She was in the Navy for 20 years, back in the 70s, 73 to 93. And she was a chief corpsman. She did like rescue missions in the first year of her career, which was like out of the norm back then. But my mom is buried in Arlington National Cemetery, and she's the only person in that entire cemetery that has the Sikorsky Winged S Rescue Award engraved on her headstone, because she got it 23 times, and she's the only person, period, male or female, in aviation history to have received that award that many times, still to this day. So
I don't
that's
mean to
why
cut you.
it says Sikorsky 23 as my
Got you.
name.
Got you.
So,
Hey, well, I went there this past summer, and I've never been more moved in my entire life.
yes, sir.
My
Yes,
little
sir.
my little one. We went up to Maryland and played in the Under Armour All American game, and it was my whole family went, and it was literally the most how can you say
Humbling.
Humbling. I was the most. I never felt more patriotic, to be honest with you. Just knowing that. I mean, it's miles and miles. And one of the wildest things was I saw this turkey just walk across. And I'm like, and it, I mean, even, and I kid you not, when the turkey walked across, like, we were coming up on a area where they were actually having a funeral. It is a live, and we stopped.
Yep.
And when we stopped, that turkey stopped. Like, it was like, it was the craziest thing I ever seen. Like, it's just walking, and all of a sudden we pulled around, and it stopped when we stopped. And, like, it even had the respect of going.
Wow.
It was truly the most honoring and touching thing that was, it was amazing. So, thank you.
What's crazy? Yeah, what's crazy is that, like, she was, like, honestly, man, I'm sorry, I don't want to go too long, but I'm just gonna say real quick.
No. Take your time.
When my mom passed away, she passed away in 2010. I'm 45 years old, by the way, just throwing that out there. And my mom passed away in 2010 when I was like 30 years old. She lived in Louisiana. She was an alcoholic from, whatever. But anyway, I knew that she got like this award, right? That's all I knew. And then after she died, like, I, had to deal with all the stuff, like getting her buried, all that crap, and, her records and all this stuff. And I contacted the company, which is based in Connecticut, by the way. And the Sikorsky helicopter company, by the way, Adam, that the name comes from Igor Sikorsky, which was the first person to invent like, basically helicopters, and the first person to hold a license and all that stuff. So anyway, but my mom, basically the first award she ever got was the first mission she decided to volunteer
with the Coast Guard, even though she was in the Navy. She was just trying to get some rescue stuff, like credentials, all that crap under her belt. So she was in Belle Chase, New Orleans, and there was this guy that had gout. He was on his shrimp boat, out on the Mississippi River, and they were flying out, and they dropped my mom down to go, land on the boat. Well, the helicopter started taking off before she could get her harness off and unhook herself, and they kept going, and they pulled her through the front of the boat. She went through the windshield, and then she skipped like a rock across the Mississippi River, and then they were dragging her under the water the whole entire time. They had no idea she was still attached to the line.
Oh my goodness.
And that night, though, before she went out, she was so nervous because it was her first mission ever going out that she took her flight helmet, she covered it with reflector tape. Just that was just her intuition to do that. So when the helicopter started coming around, they realized that were basically drowning her, and they started circling around. They could see her from the reflector tape that she put on her helmet, and they started pulling her back up, and she said that she could hear in the headset inside her helmet, the pilot was like crying because he thought they just killed her.
Wow.
And back then that's like not in the 70s, and guys and all that, it's a female, and they were already like heightened senses, and the first thing that, according to them, that she had said would, let's go around and do this again. And they dropped her back down again, and she rescued the guy. And she did that 23 more times in 1 year.
That's
and then
crazy.
When I contacted that company after she died, the president of archives I have emails to prove it too, man. I'll send them to you if you want. I will gladly. I have no problem with that. They were blown away because they were like, they just didn't even realize it was in their archives when they started. They gave me a list of all the names. My mom's last name starts with L, E, and then whatever. But alphabetically, they had guys from back in, like, no offense to anybody that's ever done anything, but they had grown men in Vietnam, like all these different instances that the most that they had ever recorded was like maybe 3.
Wow. That's awesome.
That's why the Department of the Army, which oversees, the Arlington, when my mom was buried back in March 2nd, 2011, the day I showed up, they had a proof that I had to sign to proofread her name engraved on the headstone and all that.
Right.
And that was when they laid it down in front of me, and they said, in 300 and something thousand plus people, because there's 23 burials they do it every single day, 365 days a year. I don't know if anybody knows that. My mom is the only person in that entire cemetery that has that engraved on her headstone. And
wow, that is awesome.
Yeah.
So. Hey, I'm glad you shared that.
Yeah, that's
because I'll be honest with you, it's women and men like that we do what we do here at Patriot Pride.
Yeah, man.
So, and without them, we aren't able to do this, and we aren't able to have this conversation, and we aren't able to have thousands of people watch this. So there again, like, thank you for.
No, I mean it, man. I'm not just saying this. I really do love you guys. I think you guys are awesome, and you're wholesome, and you're good people, and I support you guys all day long. And like I said, Adam, earlier, like, I'll make sure I give to buy you a coffee. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, don't worry about that. I'm just glad you're here.
Hey, sharing that story is like
that's more than any dollar amount you could give us. So,
and I'm serious. I'll send you some emails.
That we would love to see them and be able to give her a shout out, right? Like, and possibly there could even be a member that we're helping out, and we can do it in honor of your mom. Like, I
appreciate that, man.
So I mean, and that's truly what we do.
And I'm an only child. I'm an only child. My mom raised me by herself, and that's like,
well,
I think she
raised a hell of a woman.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. That is a great story. I needed to hear that tonight. So, Sikorsky, I got you now. So,
Sikorsky. Love you guys.
No, we love you, and thank you so much for that story, and for always contributing some great knowledge and information to us. We really appreciate you being here.
Anytime, man.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, we'll see
Y'all
you
have a
next
good
time.
night, all right?
You too, and thank you again.
Yeah.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Wow.
Dang, what a story, man.
23 missions.
What a story.
Like, I'm going to tell you.
Wow, that's what it's all about, guys.
Like, I'm going to tell you, I get drug underwater and
I know,
like,
dude.
I ain't coming back around and say, let's do it again.
I know, dude.
Once if I was okay, once I got back up, me and that pilot are fighting.
Yeah. Unbelievable. What a great story. Sikorsky. I got it now.
Sikorsky.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And everybody that's served, thank you guys so much. If you've served or if your family served, then you've served. So, and I want to say, Finding Dory, thank you so much for joining the Patriot Pride family. We appreciate you so much, and thank you for your story as well. So, it's been a good one tonight, Mike, right? This has been a real good one.
Somebody's talking about the pink Speedos.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention that. So, I will mention that, guys. So, I think we're at about...
I don't know. We had 10 more added today.
I don't know how many members we're at right now, but I think we're somewhere around 60 members. And so if we get 100 family members, Patriot Pride family members, whether you join through Buy Me a Coffee or you join here on YouTube, if we get 100 Patriot Pride family members at whatever level, whether it's bronze or platinum, then Mike, before August the 1st, then Mike has agreed to wear pink Speedos on a live stream for 5 minutes, guys. So if we do get to go to CrimeCon, then he'll wear them in Vegas on a live stream. And if we don't hit 100 before then, which is May the 29th, if we hit them before the 4th of July, he'll wear them for the 4th of July. So if we get 100 family members, whether it's platinum or bronze, by August the 1st, Mike has agreed to wear pink Speedos for 5 minutes on live. So that's a good incentive for you guys to continue to be family members. If Christy says she thought it was 10 minutes. But that's a great incentive.
Negative.
And so real quick, guys, if you're here for the first time, we're Patriot Pride, and we're a nonprofit. I'm a member of a Gold Star family. Lost my nephew in Iraq. He and I were very, very close, more like my brother. And I've dedicated this to him. Patriot Pride's dedicated to him, but we help give back to military families in need. So whatever we can help, we help with. And so you can go to www.patriotprideusa.org, and there's a link there that says contact us, and you can get in touch with us if you are whether you're active or veteran. If you guys need some type of support, or if you know a military family in need of some support, you can reach out to us, and we have a board that we vet that, and then we try to help out however we can. So thank you guys so much. And again, a lot of people, Saturday night's probably not the best night to go live, and that's okay, but a lot of people will rewatch this. There's thousands of people that'll probably rewatch this. So if you are, just make sure that you're subscribing if you haven't, please, and then hit the like button. And I'm not sure how many likes.
We had the first ROTC queen in 1969.
Nice.
You see it?
Yeah. I've never been to this channel. Wow. I've never been to this channel. No, God showed me. God is great. He puts us all together for certain reasons, guys, and I feel strongly.
We're glad you're here.
I'm so glad you're here, and thank you for becoming a member of the family, and thank you for supporting us. So yeah,
They
again.
like your watch.
What's that?
They like your watch.
My watch? Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. So again, if you guys, Sikorsky, I got you this time. Sikorsky. See, I got it now, Mike.
I got you.
That story was so moving.
It was. And I'll go ahead and tell you, he was over here and he was repeating it like 4 or 5 times to make sure that he had it right. And now, like, I don't want to mispronounce it.
Me either.
Like,
yeah, I don't either.
Just in the honor of her.
Yes. Thank you so much for all your support, Sikorsky, and for everybody. Thank you guys so much just for being here with us. You know, we can't thank you guys enough just for watching us. You know, I'm not sure.
Hey, there it is.
Yeah. I'm not sure how many more subs we got tonight, but we got a few more. We'll be at 3250 before long. That's kind of our next goal is 3250. So we need about 40 more subscribers. So if you guys are in here and you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 3250. And everybody that's going to rewatch this, just make sure there's like 60% of you guys that watch this that aren't subscribed. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you don't mind. That's all we ask. And then hit the like button. If you do want to contribute to the cause, we've got a QR code there. It's Buy Me a Coffee, and you're welcome to become a family member there or donate in any way you'd like to. And then also here on YouTube if you'd like to help support. So, and if not, that's okay. That's totally fine. We just enjoy you guys being here with us and watching us. So just hit the like button and the subscribe button, right, Mike? That's all we ask for.
That's it.
That's all we ask for.
And the more you do it, the more you hit, like when you hit the subscribe button and you hit the like button,
it adds to the algorithm.
And it does, and it gets us out to more people.
That's
and
right.
Like that people have not heard of this channel all of a sudden come across it.
And that's a testament tonight.
Right. And
Alana wants you to do an oil dance.
Wait now. Wait. Y'all don't understand how far this is out of my comfort zone anyway. Like
yeah,
first it was out of my comfort zone to get on here and talk. And then for me to agree with that, I think you put something in my drink that night.
Maybe I did, yeah. 124 likes and 118 watching. Thanks, guys. We appreciate that. And, again, we'll get thousands that rewatch this. And so, again, if you guys are rewatching, just subscribe and hit the like button. And we thank you so much for that. And I just want to recognize, again, our mods. Our mods are the best in the business. I put them up against anybody. So thank you so much to all of you guys. Our mods are great. And here's the thing. Here's the blessing is.
Yes, it will.
They don't really have to. We don't really have to deal with a lot of BS in this community, right? They've only had to kick. And I was talking to one of the mods a little earlier. They've only really had to kick one or two people out in this whole time we've been doing this. And I think that's a testament to you guys and who we draw to this channel, right? We have great people here. And that's what it's all about, is just having a community here that feels like a family. And maybe trying to get you guys away from, some of the things that you're going through for an hour or two.
Like, just like the kind of the testimonial about her mom, right?
Swarovski, yeah.
You're sitting there and you're like, man, this is why we do it, right? Like, I'll be honest with you. I was tired today, and I was sitting there and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. And once, like, I needed to hear that.
Yeah. And that's one thing too, is I want to say thank you, Mike, personally, because you got a lot going on, and I appreciate you making this happen. So thank you so much for everything as well. So yeah, guys, I mean, I just appreciate everyone that's staying in here with us. You guys are awesome. I'll tell you what I'll do, Mike, is I'll put the voice banner up for about 5 minutes. If anybody wants to call in, you guys can call in. If anybody's got anything else to say, sometimes people don't want to come up on the panels, and that's okay. I get it. So I'll put the number up for about 5 minutes, guys. So if you guys want to call in, if anybody wants to call in, it's 470-499-0902. So if anybody wants to give us a call and talk about anything that we've talked about tonight, you're welcome to do so. I'll leave this up for about 5 minutes. I think me and Mike are going to go smoke a couple of cigars after this.
I mean, I am. There's no...
Don't back out on me this time.
What? This time? You backed out last time.
So,
well, the funniest thing is, you notice every time he comes on and we start talking and he goes, this won't be that long. Look at what time it is, bro.
Well, it's awesome. It's just a testament. It's a testament to our members.
I do enjoy talking and having the lives and like hearing all of that kind of stuff. But if you ever hear him say...
Thank you, Dreaming, so much.
If you ever hear him say he ain't going to keep you long, he's lying.
I'll stay here all night and talk as long as people want to talk, because that's what I'm here for, is you guys.
What'd you do?
I'm here for you guys. So if you guys want to talk, we're here. Oh, okay. And if not, I get it too. That's fine. Yeah, I ordered us some, so I got us another bundle, Mike. So thank you guys again. Like I said, the number's up there if you guys want to call. I'm going to leave it up till probably 12:47, and then we're going to take it down. And if you guys, we'll wrap it up. But if anybody wants to call in and talk about, I'd really love to hear what you think about this case.
Where's the time? Where's the little? Oh, I see it.
Yeah, it's up here. I'd love to hear what you guys think about the case. It's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate, right? It's and everything, all of the evidence that we have so far is just not adding up. Sorkowski, you're too much for us. Look at this.
Yep. That's
unbelievable. Awesome. Thank you so much, Sky, Courtney, Sorkowski, whatever you'd like to be called. Thank you so much for everything. We really appreciate that. Thank you for your support. And everybody else, thank you so much for everybody for your support. We can't thank you enough. We can't do this without you guys. So thank you so much for that. And also, I subscribed on 200 something. Thanks, Tori.
Again, Beth, like I appreciate your service. She said she was shot in the line of duty and had a near-death experience.
Thank you so much for your
Thank
service.
you.
Yeah, unbelievable. And guys, we'll get back to the Nancy case as well. There's not a lot of new things going on. Somebody was detained allegedly, Mike, but obviously, as there's always,
I mean, I just want to put it out there.
There's no transparency. No, they're not telling who was detained.
I just want to put it out there. Remember when we were talking?
Yeah,
and it might not have nothing to do with it.
That's a good point. Yeah.
But what I tell you in my gut.
I think you said Wednesday that somebody would be detained.
I said somebody will be
over
detained
the
over the weekend.
Yeah. Good call, Mike.
I try.
Good call.
It didn't have nothing to do with what we were talking about, though.
Guys,
that was called luck.
You got like 2 more minutes. If anybody wants to call in, we want to stay here.
I did, Beth. I did see what you typed.
If anybody wants to talk,
unless you type something else.
I miss Miss Patricia and Toy tonight. I miss them.
Toy hadn't been around.
When will you be going over to spooky stories? Maybe we'll do that. I've actually got to be somewhere the first of the week. So has anybody ever heard of the toy box killer? You ever heard of that, Mike?
No.
Anybody ever heard of the toy box killer?
Like Chucky?
I might cover that case.
The toy box killer.
It's a freaky one. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of that before, but we may go over and cover some stuff like that. Would you guys like to hear something like that? Give me 1 in the chat if you'd like to hear something like that.
No.
Nobody's ever heard of it. So give me 1 in the chat if you guys would like to hear of some things like that, or 2 if you'd like for us. Just give me 1 if you'd like to hear something like that, and 2 if you want us to stay kind of on Nancy, because we're here for you guys. We're not here for ourselves, right? So I want to bring whatever you guys want us to bring to you. 1? Okay. Now they're going to Google it. Well, I should have not said anything so everybody would be surprised, right?
You best believe I'm going home and Googling it.
All right, guys. Well,
this time I might know a little bit. I might come in with a little bit of knowledge instead of just being 10 minutes into a What do you think, Mike? Do you know how hard that is?
Nice, Swarkowski. Thank you. Yeah, definitely. I want to hear more stories. Yeah, that one's a good one, Kelly. It's a freaky one. So some people don't want to hear it. Some people do. So if you don't want to hear it, you don't have to listen. But for the people that do, I might go over that. And thanks, Alana. Yeah, I think
the thing is just keeping it interesting, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to sit in here and come on live and make you guys think that we're going to talk about something and there's really no other new news on it. I mean, if you guys want to join us, you join us because you like being together with us, right? That's kind of the way I'm looking at this thing moving forward. I'm not trying to clickbait anybody into coming in here. So if you guys want to spend time with us, that's what we want you to do is spend time with us. And so as we grow this thing together, maybe, that's what they'll come in here is to hear different things. So that's kind of the way I look at it. So we'll see what happens. I'll look it up, and if I've got time to do it while I'm gone, then...
Is it toy box or toolbox?
It's the toy box. Toy box. And it's freaky. So you guys can look it up. It's and you know me, I may go something to totally different. So
right, I
may go something to totally different.
I'm gonna be like, okay, here we go, and then you come in with something.
See, this is cool. My cousin lived in a haunted house. So as we get into things like this, it's going to be cool because we'll start getting some pretty freaky stories, and that's kind of what I want to bring is something new. It's a lot of research, guys, and I'm a busy dude. I'm just letting you know I do a lot of stuff, and I don't have to do I don't have to do this.
every time, like I do laugh every time you say busy because I'm like, hey, how's it going? What you got? I'm busy. Like that, and so when I laugh about him saying busy, he really is busy, but that's the extent of what I get.
Yeah, and I don't talk about this a lot to anybody, but guys, I got a lot of stuff going on, and I got a lot of different things going on, and I don't have to do this. I do this because I enjoy it. I love being here with you guys, and I want to get the name Patriot Pride out there in hopes that we can give more recognition to our military. That's what I'm doing this for, guys. and you guys have gotten behind us 100% and supported us. So thank you so much for that. So I already have to documentary it. It's a bad one, Christy. It's a weird one. So yeah, we'll start doing some different things. And
Carrie
if you guys,
says she loves research.
yeah, if you guys want to start joining us for some different things, Shawnee Lake in Western Virginia, I have not. Yeah, so there's all kind of different things, and we can get into something new every time instead of kind of staying on the same thing. And we pray for Nancy, and we pray for all.
And if something breaks,
we'll definitely be on that. Yeah. So I just don't want to. I don't want to bore you guys, honestly. And so I think that if we have different things, then
we've come up with every scenario so far.
Yeah, I don't know that I can come up with another theory, guys.
I couldn't. I really couldn't.
I mean, I probably could come up with another theory on Nancy if I had to, but
like
we've come up with like 10 different ones.
Other than alien abduction and
yeah, maybe all of the generals that have gone missing went and got Nancy, and then they all got abducted and shot up into the UFO.
They got abducted by dolphins.
Dolphins?
Yeah, you hadn't heard that story?
I've not heard that story. Yeah, weird things happen.
I heard somebody got abducted by a dolphin.
I did not.
And they did this research, and I don't know. You'll have to do the research on that.
I'll look it up.
If anybody's heard anything about a dude ever getting abducted by a dolphin or kidnapped by a dolphin, dude really said it.
Tori, that's a good point. Mike said that as well. Says, in my opinion, I think something may break in the case soon. I don't know. It's just a feeling, but I could be wrong. Mike said that too. He said that on Wednesday. So, yeah, the FedEx trial, that's bad as well. Very familiar with the Torrance Killer if you need any suggestions. Yeah, I'd love that, Kelly. Shoot me some emails. It's patriotprideusa.org@gmail.com. So I'd love that, Kelly. And if anybody else has any information, anybody in here, if you guys have any information or you have any stories you'd like for us to cover, I think that may be something we kind of turn to is we may get feedback from you guys and draw our content from what you want us to put out there. So if you guys want to, Sorkovsky, I got you this time. If you guys want us to start looking into different things, then shoot me emails. So again, I'm going to put my email address out there. It's www.patriotprideusa.org@gmail.com. So www.patriotprideusa.org@gmail.com. So anybody that's got anything, Sorkovsky, Kelly, Kim, Dreaming, Tori, Alana, any of you guys.
We have a lot of just service.
Mamacita.
We have a lot of just service members.
We do.
And not in just the military that are in this family.
Yeah, this family is so strong, and I love it, guys. So again, thank you guys so much. I can't thank you enough. We can't do this without you guys, and hopefully, again, we're in the top 2% of growing YouTube channels, small YouTube channels. So we've only been doing this for about 4 months, guys.
We had like 500 just the other night.
We had 500 subscribers in one stream, guys. So, again, if you're here for the first time, if you're rewatching this for the first time, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. And, guys, if you haven't hit the like button, please make sure you do that on the way out tonight. All right? So, I think me and Mike are going to smoke some cigars, guys. We love you all. Thank you so much for everybody that's supported or donated or just being here, hitting the like button and subscribe button. We thank you so much. And we may do a short live tomorrow. I don't know. Probably not, but we might. If anything breaks between now and then, we'll definitely cover that. But God willing, if not, then we'll be back in here on.
Well, if he says it's going to be a short, then no, we aren't doing it tomorrow. We might do a long one tomorrow.
I'm not planning on that, but we might. But
no, what I'm saying is,
I know
every time you say short,
yeah,
it ends up being long. So say it'll be a long one tomorrow, and we'll be on for 30 minutes.
God willing, we'll be in here again on Wednesday. And everybody also go over and sub up Jim Survival. Jim Survival 4994. Jim's a great dude, guys. He has done a lot for us. So
I will be subscribed to you by the end of the night.
Yeah,
Jim.
you guys go over and subscribe to him. And also, if you haven't subscribed to Mab, go over and subscribe to Mab. He's great. If you haven't subscribed to Dolly, I'm sure everybody has, but go over and subscribe to him. And then one more, Guilty of Crime, Jay Scott. She's awesome. So go over and check her out as well. Obviously, Sleuth. Sleuth Intuition and Monks. We do
He
a
said
couple
they'll call in and talk about pink speedos.
Couple little things we've done with them. So anyway, thank you guys so much. We really appreciate you guys. We love you all. And if we don't talk to you before Wednesday, you guys have a great first of your week. So
God bless.
God bless you guys. Thank you so much. We love you, and we will see you next time.